Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? What's going on? Come on in, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table. If you are not already subscribed, please and thank you very kindly. And get ready for this good old live exclusive book review Q&A session with Lavern Crump on her new book, My Friend, Her Husband, My Man, Part 2, The Aftermath. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Make sure y'all get to sharing that video for me. I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna have Lavern pop on here in a second. She's getting ready, but we just been up here chit-chatting, so she'll be here in a second. Let me go ahead and share this screen real quick. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Make sure we got everything set up for her.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. I'm on YouTube, welcome to the Hood Table.
Let me pause this real quick. Let me do this right. Hold up, y'all. Hold on. All right, pop that on the screen. There we go. Boom, 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 boom.
You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the Hood Table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. Get addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clock it. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the Hood Table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the Hood Table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey. All right, y'all. What's up? What's happening? What's going on? Are y'all ready for this live exclusive interview with our girl, Lavern, who is part of the Hood Table family? She has been on here so many times. She is part of the Hood Table. She is an official hoodie. We are going to be doing a live exclusive interview. Her new book, right there, My Friend, Her Husband, My Man, The Aftermath. Part 1 was really, really good. But I've been telling folks, I read part 2. I read this whole book. I swear to God, I read this whole book front to back in like an hour and a half, like 2 hours. And it's like a good, almost 250 pages. And I read it so quick because it's a page turner. Okay. But I'm going to read the back of the book, and then we're going to bring her on here. And make sure y'all got y'all questions ready, especially if y'all read part 1, if y'all know her personally, if y'all been following her story as we have been providing y'all with the content and commentary on her books and her situation. If y'all been following all that and y'all got questions for her, if y'all read book 2 and y'all have questions for her, get those questions ready. But real quick, like, I'm going to read the back of this book. Now, mind you, part 1, again, was really good. But part 2, Lavern put on the back of the book. She said, I know y'all asses been waiting on part fucking 2. Well, I'm about to give it to y'all ass. Y'all thought part 1 was something else. This here part 2 is going to have y'all on the edge of y'all seats. I mean, y'all aren't going to want to put this book down. And might I say, she wasn't lying. When I tell y'all I didn't expect for all this drama and bullshit to come from me fucking on somebody's husband, I mean, not to sound like I'm bragging, I'm definitely not, but it's no secret that I have had a few affairs and also been a side chick to a few men in the past. And never has it resulted in individuals trying to have me locked up. I mean, literally had me thrown in jail. I really went to jail over some DICK. Now, y'all know that dick must have been some good dick. Everything that would happen once the shit hit the fan left me questioning, was the dick really worth it? Why don't we just ask her? Hey, honey.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's up? How you been? How you doing?
Man, I am good. I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can turn your mic up a little bit
Okay.
because it is a little low. Let me see. Automatically adjust mic volume. Okay, let's see if that helps. You might have to bring the
I got my cocktail.
yeah, you might have to bring the device a little bit closer or get a little closer to it. But I
Okay.
can hear you, but you're a little low.
Okay.
Yep, I think that's a little better.
Okay.
All right, cool beans. Okay, so welcome back to the Hood Table. You are an official hoodie by now, like I just said.
Thank you.
We always enjoy having you on here. It's always a pleasure. And I must say, your books, I have read several of your books, and you got about, is this number 5 or number
Yes.
6? Number 5. Okay, so this is number 5, and you can get any of her books on Amazon. If you look up her name, Lavern Crump, you can get any of her books on Amazon. And in every video that we have ever done with her, in the description box is the link to the first book and the link to the second book, and as well as the link to the book that set all this shit off. Okay. So I have always said, even though Laverne describes that book from the wife as a pamphlet, because it's about what 40 pages and about the size of I don't know, a tract like you get when people knock on your door every Saturday morning from the Jehovah's Witnesses. But you have to read that to know why Laverne came with her book 1, and then book 2. You have to read them in that order. So we're gonna get all into this book. I'm gonna ask you some questions, and you also said you are open to the Q&A. So just in case anybody want to ask you some questions about what you got going on, what you got going on maybe in the future, ask you questions about the book, anything like that. So what I want to say is, first of all, the question on the back of the book that you ended with, everything that would happen once the shit hit the fan left me questioning, was the dick really worth it? Because Laverne, now you done told us in the past, girl, that was some good dick. That was a good dick, right? And you even said in this book, part 2, that is still the best you ever had. Okay. So I'm asking you, was the dick really worth it? All this shit that happened.
You know what? Everything that happened, I can still say that I probably would have did it all over again. I just think that I would have done things differently. Okay. And when I say differently, I mean that I wouldn't have been so I wouldn't have been putting certain things on social media to make people even suspect or think or believe that he was the person in question.
And I'm glad you said that. Do you think that you maybe in a way just being, because I know you was probably being petty when you did it. You know what I'm saying? It's always like people get like this sensation sometimes out of cheating, sometimes out of having something that they shouldn't be having, and they kind of get a high off it sometimes. Do you think that you really wanted her to find out?
No,
without telling her, or what was your reasoning for doing that?
You know what? I just never thought that people was looking so much into what I had going on to even suspect or think that it was him. I really didn't. Like, people were digging. I mean, they were playing Inspector Get. Like, they really wanted to know. And although I never thought that they would put that together. I never did. Like, I mean, from the little hints that I did put out there and I threw out there, I never would have thought that they would have suspected him.
Yeah, because you would say things like this married man and, things like that. And she don't, and it's, I mean, hell, there's a lot of married men in Omaha.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That was the thing that threw me off. Like, I never said it was a friend of mine. I never said any of that. So it was kind of crazy
Yeah, you never
when
said she
he
was like a business acquaintance because y'all was doing business together. You was advertising hair for her in bundles
yes,
and stuff, right?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
was crazy. But I mean, again, to answer your question, honestly, I would probably had do it all over again. I would have just did things differently because even
Yeah.
to this day, me and him still would have been dealing with each other. It's just
Okay.
that she found out things just went all the way to the left. And
Mm-hmm.
when she wrote that little pamphlet and tried to make me, make it look like I was, hold on real quick, because my grandkids is here from
Okay.
Nebraska, and they want to come in and I'm doing this interview. So
Okay, go
hold on
ahead.
real
Go
quick.
ahead. I'm gonna just drop you.
Yes,
Just
I
yeah,
mean
I'm gonna just mute
Tazaya.
you real quick. Okay, go ahead. And I'm gonna while she's doing that, I'm gonna read this little portion. It's like a few sentences. This is when the wife started believing that something was going on. And Lavern and the husband, the wife's husband, kept telling her, ain't nothing going on. He would tell his wife, ain't nothing going on. Her sister and other people were saying, I think your husband is sleeping with this girl Lavern. You need to check into this. And the husband is saying, no, 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 that's not it. That's not it. We ain't got nothing going on. Woo, woo, woo. And in your book, you said that he said he couldn't get any sleep. She was literally waking this man up out of his sleep. It was starting to become too much for him. He told me he had thought about telling her. What was going through your mind when he said,
I
I'm
was
just going
saying,
to tell her?
no, 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 because keep in mind, you guys have to think about this. She had just lost her child. So
Right,
despite what everybody think about me, oh, she's this bad person, I was really trying to protect her feelings, okay?
right.
I was trying to protect her mental mindset and mind frame,
Mm-hmm,
okay? I've never lost a child, okay? But I
mm-hmm,
seen my mother go through the mental breakdown of losing a child, okay? And my
mm-hmm,
mother could have lost her mind. So, with that being said, no matter how bad y'all think I am, oh, she was sleeping. Yeah, I did do that. Okay. But I was really trying to protect her. And I kept telling him, no, you cannot do that. You
right.
cannot do that. And so I think it got to the point where he was feeling like he was going to have to.
Mm-hmm,
And it was kind of crazy. It was the
mm-hmm.
whole situation was really crazy. Again, when I look back at everything, I just wish I would have done things differently than what I had. But of course, things didn't happen that way. So now we're
Right,
here. Now we're
right.
here. So because we are here now, I felt sorry for her at first. It
Mm-hmm,
was kind of like a sympathetic type of thing. But
mm-hmm.
then when she kept blaming me and never would hold her husband accountable for what he did, that's when it changed all around for me. Like, no,
Right,
man, you need
right.
to hold, because guess what? Again, he made vows to you. Okay. He owes you, not me. So at the end of
Mm-hmm,
the day, when she came from me and did all of that, and she's still with him and she's still upholding him and doing all that, all of my sympathy for her went out of the door.
mm-hmm,
And I think it did for a lot of other people that was watching everything unfold. Like, no,
mm-hmm.
how can you do that? And you smiling and kikiing, I'm not gonna leave my husband and all this and that, and you doing all these little antics on Facebook and this and that. So I think a lot of people at that point was like, no, you know what I mean? And then when I got thrown in jail, that really was like people like thinking like, what happened? You know what I mean? Like, what happened here?
Well, I
So
know for sure. I mean, just from our little talks and me reading part one and just seeing how you move, with this whole situation, I know I can honestly say that I really think you didn't want to like it happened, but I really think that you probably didn't want to hurt her like that because of all the things that you did not do. Like, okay, he asked you to have an abortion, the first one, the first pregnancy, and the second pregnancy in the book you said, "Fuck that! If I'm pregnant again, I'm not doing it again. I'm gonna have this baby." And but he said that you promised you will protect me. So what made you decide on the second abortion? Like, I know I can read in the book and I can just feel you. Like, I don't want to. I want this baby. I want this baby. And then it came down to you protecting him again by doing that. So, do you have any regrets on those abortions?
I really
Because
no, I don't. I'm gonna tell you why.
okay,
Because me having a baby after her losing her child,
yeah,
that right there again, me thinking about her. Okay, and that's the thing that people still don't understand. Her and I had a relationship. Okay, this isn't just some woman that I didn't know or that I bumped into you know what I mean, or I've never met
mm-hmm.
before. I had a relationship with her. You know what I mean? Whether it was business, whatever it was, whatever you choose to call it. I did not want to do that to her. You know what I mean? That would have been like I mean, honestly, a lot of my friends was telling me that they felt like I needed to be careful. And when I say be careful, she could have did anything to me. You know what I mean? And I have seen stories like that where the other woman
Wife go,
yes,
mm-hmm.
seriously. And I feel like some of the things she would say, even when we went to court and all of that, and she was just things she was saying was so off the wall to me. Like the things she was saying was crazy to me. If y'all would have been in that courtroom and her mental mindset and mind frame, it was nuts. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe my friends is right. Like, I may need to bag up off of all of this. Okay. I don't want to end up on the next 48. I don't want to be another story where I have seen horror stories where the mistress have come up missing, where the mistress, I mean, for real, I ruined I feel like they felt like I was ruining their image, their life, their
And
perfect.
they would do maybe anything
to
to
shut
keep
me
that
up.
image. Like when you had said, as far as the baby, you after that happened and you had that second abortion, you was thinking that like he might, well, before you had the second abortion, you was thinking like he might come up here when he kept saying, "I just want to come up there and talk." He come up there and see you, and you said at this point you didn't trust him because he was too desperate to get rid of the baby. Did you fear that possibly he might try to, you know, get crazy with you or something if you didn't do what he asked?
Yes. Throughout all of this, nobody knew who it was. Okay. I had confided in someone, and was just like, hey, you know what I mean? This is and they were scared for me. They were like, listen, I'm scared for you. I think that he might try to do something to you. Like, but I mean, like, it was so, they had me thinking crazy. Like, I don't need to be around him. I don't need to be by. And some of the things that he liked to do sexually could have ended in me being, you know what I mean?
Because it was like 50 Shades of Grey. Y'all was like the real life black couple, the only black couple I know. Well, okay, I done heard people do some things, but y'all was like literally the 50 Shades of Grey. And that's one thing you guys learn all in part one of her book. So that's why I said you definitely can't get part two without reading part one first, because she goes into details about all the type of shit that her and the husband did, things that the wife wouldn't do. And now that you mentioned, as far as people was telling you that, they think you need to back off and all that kind of stuff, why do you think he continually cheat on his wife? If they're so pressed to hold this image in Omaha, as this perfect husband, wife, she got a business, he got a business, all this kind of stuff. Do you think it's because of the things that she isn't doing or something much more?
Well, honestly, I have heard them have sex before.
Oh, that's right, because he did like have you on the phone when he was having.
Yes,
I still can't get over that.
yes.
Like, who
And
calls their mistress and say, "Listen to how she sounds when she's having sex," compared to
it's,
you?
for me, I'm a vocal person and I like to do a lot of different things. So it was
Yeah.
like night and day with me and
Mm-hmm.
her. Just hearing her not making much sounds and all this and that. And hi, Sassy. Hi,
Yes.
I've
Hey,
seen that up there
sassy
because I
boo.
don't never read any other thing, but I've seen that.
Yeah,
Hi,
that's my girl,
Sassy.
Sassy.
Yeah, but I I think that she has making it so easy for him to continuously, us as women, when we continue to allow a man to cheat and do certain things and we allow him back easily and so
Mm-hmm.
willingly, he didn't learn. It was no consequences. So guess what?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to continue to do that. So guess what? Lavern might not be in the picture anymore because I'm not. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
It's another woman, okay? Believe
Mm-hmm.
me. It's
Mm-hmm.
another woman. It's another Lavern out there. You know what I
Well,
mean?
from the
That
allegations of the babies outside of the marriage and the ones
man.
y'all could have had and y'all relationship, and I mean, people say men who cheat gonna always cheat, and I be trying my hardest to believe that ain't true. That ain't true. Some men eventually feel convicted, and they eventually be like, okay, if I really want this woman, I really love her, I gotta prove to her, and I can't cheat no more.
But let me tell you something. For me, men that get caught cheating, they just find ways to cheat without getting caught. Okay. That's how I feel. And I'm going to tell you something. Do we honestly believe as a woman that our man, our husband, our fiance is going to sleep with us and only us for the rest of their life? I'm talking about for the rest of their years of life and living. We are going to be whether it's a one night stand, whether it's, you know what I mean, something on the side. Are we going to be the only person that man ever sleep with, ever get head from anything? I don't think so. I'm going to tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, a man is going to have other women, another one, whatever it is. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Mhm.
I see men that's in their 60s that still cheat and talk to other women.
Oh,
So
I
if
done
they
seen it
doing that
too,
in their
child.
60s, what the hell is they doing in their
And you
20s,
think
30s, and
they
40s?
done went through life, they done sold all their oats and they really ready to please them be the
Man,
biggest players from the Himalayas.
do you hear me? So for me, and honestly, I'm gonna tell you something. I
Mm-hmm.
am really not opposed to people being in a polygamous relationship. I don't feel, because guess what? A lot of y'all are in those type of relationships and just don't even know it. Okay, I'm
Right.
just being real. I'm sorry to bust y'all bubble, but a lot of y'all husbands is out here dealing with other women. A lot of y'all boyfriends is out here, y'all fiance, all that are dealing with other women. Do you think they're not talking to other women, seeing other women? Guess what? Your booty is not the only booty in the world. Okay, it's going to be cuter booties. It's going to be cuter women and men. Y'all making it so easy. And honestly,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I'm gonna just tell you, if a man has a certain type of if his bag is big enough, hey, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, I wouldn't care if he was out there cheating. And when I say I wouldn't care, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all dealing with broke men that's cheating on y'all every day. So to have a little incentive or have a man that got a little money that's gonna be able to do, I'm not mad at that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think differently. Okay. And I am thinking about, and then I'm gonna tell you another thing. People have speculated, and I'm not gonna say, but people have speculated. I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
I'm married. So
Yeah.
I'm married
And
now.
congratulations. Some of our
Thank
followers don't know that, but yes, she got
Yes,
married.
I'm married now. So I's married now. You know how they say I's married now, but I'm married now. And
Uh-huh.
for me, if the bag is big enough, you know what? I honestly don't see nothing wrong with a man going to have fun every now and then. You know what I mean? Things like that. I just don't. You know what I mean? A lot of this was the problem with that couple, he was not able to be himself. Okay.
And you know what? There was something you have put in your book that covers just what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Did you really ask her? Could y'all share him?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. And
how did her? I mean, how did she? What was her reaction? Was it like a hell no? Was it like a?
I think she thought I meant us all being together in the same bed and things like that, sexually, like that. That's not what I meant. Okay. I did not mean it that way. With me, if I did choose to be in a situation like that, it would be where all parties know what's going on. You know what I mean? Where we're all involved. Mm-hmm. That's something that I would not. And I do feel like that's modern day pimping. Mm-hmm. Okay. That is how I look at that in a sense. But
like
if you
kind
guys
of Will Smith, Jada Pinkett kind of thing, where it's like open marriage.
Oh, I feel like why hide it? Mm-hmm. Let's be upfront with everything that's going on. That's how I feel. So
I hear you, and in her situation, her position as a wife who has a husband who's a habitual cheater, it's like you're doing it anyway, right? Like he constantly keeps cheating on you. People in the city be talking about the man who he's sleeping with, who he's allegedly got kids with. I mean, and for her to say no, I don't want to share him. It's like you're sharing him anyway. You're still with him. You didn't leave him. They try to put you. They did put you in jail. They try to get you locked up for a long time, and she's still with the man.
And guess what? It didn't work. They tried everything. When I tell y'all everything, and it didn't work. You know what I mean? And so I thank God it didn't work because I could be, not being here talking.
Exactly. And let me show them this little footage, girl. Let me show the footage.
You keep everything.
You know I be having everything, girl. Okay, here we go.
You funny. Y'all, this is pathetic. In Omaha, have to go to court for a protection order. What the fuck type of bullshit is this? Whew, this is pathetic. The extremes people will go through to try to prove something to motherfuckers. And it ain't no point to prove. Y'all, guess where I'm at? Guess where I'm at? This is so pitiful, y'all. This is pathetic. Y'all, I'm really here about a damn protection order, really? On me. Y'all, I'm going to jail. Tamika and them did something to try to put me in jail, so I'll be out. Make sure you put it on there. Put it on
there. $50,000. Is that what it said? And after Lavern was bailed out of jail, she made a post on her social media account. It said, "Hey y'all, I'm out of jail. Not Facebook jail, but real jail. It was a crazy 13 hours. I was in there for 10. I flew into Omaha, was only there for 10 hours and got arrested at a protection order hearing. People are stopping at nothing to try to destroy me, but I'm covered. If y'all know, then y'all know. All I have to say is I'm always going to come out on top. 5K couldn't hold me down, and nor can they. I'm about to continue to celebrate my birthday weekend. Vegas, here I come." And that was your birthday weekend. You had came up here for court for a protection order, and then you ended up, and it sounded like a whole setup. It sounded like a whole setup. They called you up here for a protection order. You have been doing everything online, and then you had to come up here for that protection order, and then that happened. What was your thoughts? And you'd have been, we know that you'd have been locked up before, okay? You done wrote books about it, okay? But locked up once again, and it was some bullshit. What was your thoughts when they was handcuffed?
Man, when I tell you, it was so crazy because I'm sitting there and the couple has said, she has a warrant. And I'm like, I ain't got no warrant. I know I ain't got no warrant. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I don't have a warrant, nothing. Girl, them sheriffs came over there and handcuffed me so damn quick. And I'm like, this is after the hearing. And I'm like, what's going on? They like, you have a warrant for your arrest, da da da. Well, they arrested me for basically they're saying that I uploaded nude pictures of him, and that's what it was. So yeah, my bond was 50,000, 10% was 5,000, so I had to bond out. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I didn't know I hit mute. You didn't show everything online, and they still got you for that?
They got me. They got me. They got me. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm in jail. And it was crazy. But guess what? I stayed in there for 13 hours, bonded out. My sister and I were going to Vegas. That was our birthday weekend. So we go somewhere every year for our birthday. And I just flew in thinking, boom, they didn't think I was going to make it, baby. I was in Vegas hours later, baby. I was in Vegas living it up, having my best time, living my best life. But yeah, that's what
I saw your social media. I saw your posts and everything. I was like, this bitch is out. Girl, I mean, I can imagine, I can see, picture their faces like, what, how the fuck? Because it was crazy. Like you said, the judge wasn't falling for the okie doke. Like wasn't falling for you. They up there trying to say that you threatening to do stuff to him and threatening to do stuff to her, and the judge, and then you played the audio.
Yes.
And let the judge listen to what he was saying about the situation and his wife and everything. And then that's when they was like, okay, we're not winning here. And that's when they said, oh, she got a warrant.
Yep. They wanted to do me in. And it was so crazy because that's really what they wanted. And my thing is, you trying to do that to me, but what about your husband still? Again, no consequence. Now y'all going after me. You and the husband now, but he told me that was gonna happen. He told me. He said that his wife was not gonna go against him. I was not gonna be able to win.
And she would never leave him.
He said you will never win against a woman who has lost her child. Them was his exact words, because they use that all the time as, you know, a form of sympathy. And you know,
and even tried to use that on me. And I tried my hardest not to bring him into this, because that is actually how I first found out who she was. Her and I used to be Facebook friends, and the reason why we became Facebook friends was because when that situation happened with her son in that accident and those other teens, I just felt compelled to, you know, send her a friend request. And you know how sometimes you just hear stuff, you hear about people in town or whatever, and you be like, who is that person? You just send them a friend request. And then I knew she did hair and other things like that. And I was like, oh, shoot, I'm going to, you know, friend request her. They say she do good hair. You know, so that's what happened. And we were friends for some time. Yeah, I saw her, like, people rave about, you know, her hair, you know, her work and stuff.
Let me say this real quick. For me, I'm never a person, I'm not a hater. Okay. I could not like you. I could not stand you. But if you're doing something and you have done something, I'm going to give you credit for that. I'm not like the rest of y'all. Oh, I don't like her, so I'm going to throw shade, or I'm going to say I don't do that. The woman can do some hair. If you have short hair, baby, then pixie cuts, lie about that. I would tell anybody that. And that's the whole key of it. You hold on real quick. This is my daughter. Hold on real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you.
Okay.
Yes, what's up, Very Carrie? Hi, how you doing, everybody? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Lavern got to take a call real quick from her daughter. You know, she got her grands for the summer. Okay, you can unmute whenever you're ready. But yes, if you guys have, oh yes, and also let me tell y'all right now, Lavern will be giving away one free book. So this book right here that we're discussing, she is going to be giving away one free book. But if y'all want a free book from her, drop down in the chat and say, I would like to try to win a free book. That's all you got to say is I would like to try to win, and we'll find out some way where we could do the contestants, or, you know, do some type, maybe pick a number 1 through 50. We'll do something, you know, to get y'all that book. But yes, As far as let me unmute you. Oh, was you ready?
Girl, I'm back. When I tell
Okay.
y'all these grandkids, my daughter is calling from the break. She ain't never been away from her kids, so she calling me every 5 minutes. Girl, these kids is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen. I ain't had kids in a long time that little, so I got a 4, 3, and 2-year-old that I got down here with me in Oklahoma. So it's kind of crazy. But anyway.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
But yeah, so I really don't try to because I know that is a sensitive topic. So even like all of our interviews, all our talks, discussions, we really try not to bring that into the picture, you know, that situation. But that is literally how I became Facebook friends with her on a Facebook, because you know that had happened. Then I found out she do hair, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna send her a friend request. So when you said that the sympathy card, I have to say, and you know that she did try to use that on me too. But that was after, it was weird the way it happened, because it was like she came on my show and I said this before, I really didn't know her. I sent her a friend request, she accepted it. I knew of the tragedy that happened to her son. You know, I knew she was a hairdresser. That's all I knew about this lady. And then when I saw she had wrote a book, because I had already had authors on my over here that I interviewed about their books. And so when I saw that she was written a book, I'm like, this is Omaha. This is, you know, somebody from Omaha. Let me hit her up. She's an author. Interview her about her book. So she came on the show. Then when she came on the show, that's when a whole bunch of people start coming in the chat talking about, tell the truth. Your husband is this and da 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 da. And now, you know, and I'm looking in the chat like, what the hell is going on in my chat? Because I really, and then I get a call saying, oh, if you interviewed that lady, you got to interview this other lady, because that's the lady who she's talking about, because she never put your name in her book.
But
she
everybody knew.
Bully.
Yeah.
She called
everybody
you bully.
Knew.
Mm-hmm. But she did, after her husband, she came on and did her book, and we discussed her book, and then her husband hit me up and said, I want to come on and tell my side and tell you about the real Lavern and whoop, whoop, whoop. And he came on here and it was just horrible.
Disgusting.
It was horrible. And then after that, I guess when they saw that that you were still continuing on or whatever with your book and everything, then they hit me up and said, well, she did, and hit me up and said, could you please take down that video of my husband's interview? And I'm like, huh? Now, I've never taken down a video of anyone except for this one time when somebody had took their own life here in Omaha. And I was there at the scene with the news crew, and they had hung themselves. You know, I don't know if you remember that story, Lavern, but it was a lady and she hung herself and her dog, and over in the hood, right off of Redmond, you know, where, you know, I used to live. And we had their footage on it, and one of the nieces hit me up and said, could you please, I'm begging you, you know, and I took it down. I didn't have to think twice. And I didn't show no bodies. I didn't show nothing like that, but we was just covering it. And so I took it down. It was like, okay. But in this situation, the way that she asked me, the timing in which she asked me, it was like, okay, your husband came up in here, act a plumb fool.
Mm-hmm.
A plumb fool, and then you try to tell me, well, you know, we're still mourning our son and we're still grieving and we're still, well, I feel like he should have never came on here. Then the fact that I found out they was pressing charges on you and trying to get you locked up. So you pressing charges on her, trying to get her locked up. And then you hit me up and say, can you take my husband's interview down off your channel? And I felt like that's unfair. That's unfair. Like, and I told you, I said, if you were suing her, you and your husband, and you were suing somebody else, and y'all called talking about, could you please take, I would tell y'all the same thing. That's not fair, because when it comes down to the court, I already know the prosecutors was hitting me up.
Yeah.
Talking about they done watched all my videos. They said, Tanya, we might need to have you come in and represent the hood table. I said, I ain't coming to court. They said, ma'am, if we subpoena you, I'm like, and you did mention me in the book.
I did.
That it was a YouTube podcast show that we all was on, and I was like, oh, that's cute. She mentioned the little podcast, but yeah, the prosecutor was calling me, hit me up, and I'm
It
like, I
was
don't want to go.
great.
I don't want to go.
Listen, when I tell you, when they started when she had given all these people's names that she thought could help her case
Including
and her
political
husband,
figures.
political figures, that because she know me and this particular person, we have been friends since elementary school. This woman is in the White House and everything else, political, got stuff going on. Why would you try to drag that woman into this? That woman knew nothing. I never told that woman nothing. She never asked me anything. None of that. Like, it was certain people that we were, were mutual friends with. She stopped talking to that person, thinking that person was telling me things which she did not. I felt so bad for that person. When I tell you, this woman, they put her in the middle of everything. And when I tell
know
you,
her, that woman I've had on my show before.
She didn't know not one thing what was going on. And it was so sad that she got brought into that. So I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people got brought into things that had nothing to do with them. Then some people inserted themselves, which they shouldn't have, because honestly,
like what you call that girl, Dollar Stove?
girl, let me tell you something.
Hold up, the 150, the 150.
Girl, listen, you can't listen. You can't even. Oh my God, I don't even. Girl,
those two stories. That was the funniest part of the whole story.
Girl, listen.
150.
Girl, 150. Girl, listen. When I tell you, them type of individuals, I don't even want to even discuss them because I could eat them a lot. I could chew them up and spit them out. But my thing is, because I'm in a different headspace and all that now, I'm in a whole different place in my life right now. Okay. I have several different things going on. I have had people hit me up about a documentary, a mini movie, all type of stuff. And I
think it would be awesome, girl. And I want to play myself. Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be up in there with my hood table and I'll be representing on the podcast.
I'm serious. Like, I'm considering, I said that after this interview with you, I was really going to be done talking about this and all, because I'm going to tell you why. Being that I'm in Oklahoma, I have been in Oklahoma for quite some time, but I still had all the drama, even though I wasn't living there or there. All of my drama was still in Nebraska, even though I'm no longer living there. I had so much drama still there. Now that I've solely focused my life on Oklahoma, where I'm at, I really didn't even want these people in Oklahoma to know about my past. But guess what? We all have a past. So everything that I did in my past is who I am, what helped me and define who I am today. So I can't deny.
And also, you married now, and you even said you told him about it, and he didn't care at all.
I'm going to tell you, it wasn't that he didn't care. I think that because that past was in the past, and we're moving forward and we're no longer thinking like that, and we're not in that mindset or that mind frame anymore. And another thing is, people have said, well, we don't see her posting her husband, and you're not. Let me tell you why. Because the things that I love now, I protect. And the things I love now, you don't have to see. Just know it's going on, okay? I used to put so much of my life, so much of my business out there. I was an open book. And you know what I mean? I'm still an open book to a certain extent. But I have to draw the line and I have to cut it off when it comes to, because guess what? They have tried in the past to track down men that they thought that I was dating, that they thought I was dealing with, to try to tell them this. And let me
so you don't want to make it easy for them.
You can't. And the thing is, I've told my husband everything about me. Okay, so it ain't nothing a person can come and tell him about me that he don't already know. Okay, and then I had people speculating because I got married in Africa,
and it was beautiful. Your dress and everything.
Thank you. They like, is he African? Listen, bitch, just because y'all ain't never had no man that took y'all outside of Council Bluffs over there in Nebraska. I'm talking about y'all in Nebraska.
Not past the casino.
Y'all ain't been past the Council Bluffs, okay? Kansas City at the most. So you ain't had nobody take you out of the country or did things with you or took you and traveled with you. Don't mean you know what I mean? Like these women, I'm gonna tell you, and I was like that. My mindset and my mentality, as far as because I was in Nebraska, you have to think outside of that. So now my mindset is going outside of the country once a year. I'll be going back to Africa at the end of the year. You know what I mean? Traveling outside of the country once a year. You know what I mean? Just going, it's more outside of just Nebraska, bitches. Get past 72nd, okay? All y'all know, y'all don't even know past 72nd. It's so much outside of Omaha. Like, I'm telling you, I lived on 156 for 10 years before I moved from Nebraska, okay? Miller District. Do you know how many black people, successful lawyers, doctors, black? Okay, y'all never know them. Y'all never see them because guess why? Y'all don't go past 72nd. Okay, those people are out there, successful people. Okay, y'all just won't never run across. Y'all ain't gonna run into them in the places y'all be. I mean, so you know what I mean? I'm saying they need to elevate their mind. And they worried about, oh, what is her husband African? Is he this? Is he that? Don't he paid? That's all you need to know. He's paid.
I know that's right. You say he paid.
That's all you need to know. And Lavern got an African braiding salon, baby. And
yes. And
so don't worry about what he
on that. Congratulations.
Hey, listen. He could be Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese. Bitch, don't worry about what it is. Just know he's paid. Okay.
Yes, you are happy. You's married. You happy, and you trying to. I know sometimes you still post certain kind of things on Facebook and on social media, and it wouldn't be right because we know how you are, but you have not you're trying to shy away from the things that you used to do because I can't see your growth. From the first time I ever talked to you. And a lot of people are under the assumption that we even knew each other like before. Like people were saying I was biased and I was this and I was that. And I was, you know, I'm like, I don't even know her.
Right. I'm going to tell you something. I think that I've grown so much and people didn't expect that of me. And honestly, people didn't expect me to get this far as I have come. Okay. Mm-hmm. But people that know me always knew that I was bigger and better than my circumstances and my situations and things that I have put, certain places I put myself in, certain people I attached myself to, certain situations that I was in. I was always better than those things, but I always went back. It was like the streets was calling my damn name. I wanted to be in the streets so bad. And that's really not where I was supposed to be. And I think that I was in those situations. And now, like, for instance, my braiding salon. A lot of the girls that work at my braiding salon, they can relate to me. Okay. I've been through things. They've been through things. I don't judge them. You know what I mean? I can relate. And so they gravitate to me because, like I said, we've been through things. I don't look down on them. I've been there. I know I done bust windows out of cars. I done blew cars. I done did all that. Okay. So they can relate to me. And I'm relatable.
The fifth.
Look, I'm relatable. Oh yeah, we all done did some things. That's what I try to tell people. Like, girl, we all got a story, whether you choose to tell it or not. Yeah. We all have one, and I choose to tell mine. If you told yours, people would probably be very surprised. Okay, so
they would. There's a lot of people who watch me on here who are not where I'm from. They think I'm a goody two shoe. I be on here just kikiing and stuff. I'm like, child. And then sometimes I have my friends from my personal friends come on here, and I'm like, okay, y'all talking too much now. Not trying to get incriminated. Like, okay. Like, don't be telling all the business.
But you know what? It's all good. My thing is this. Like I said, you live and you learn. I made mistakes in my life. My books Um, can't nobody throw nothing up in my face. Can't nobody make me feel bad about my past or things that I have done because I have spoken about them. I'm no longer that person. I'm in a good space right now. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm good. I'm in a good space right now.
And this is
And
the last of the. It's a sequel, and that's it, right?
this is it. This is it. I'm
Okay.
done. I'm gonna let them people. I am gonna say this. I hope one of the things that they had me do, you guys, at the end of this, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all. I ended up getting a year probation.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. You know
They
what?
wanted me to go. They wanted me to go to jail.
Mm.
I ended up getting a year probation. Well, a year probation is really like 6 months. So, this month, my probation officer is like, I'm gonna just go ahead and put in for you to go be off of probation. You've been doing
Okay.
everything, like you know what I mean. So it really basically 6 months.
Right.
And so, but I had to write an apology letter. Get this, an apology letter to the couple.
Oh, what? What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You
You have
heard what I
okay. Did you have to like mail it? Did you type it? Did you email it? How did you?
I had to type up a letter and apologize to the couple for basically ruining their lives and their marriage. Yes. That was the stipulation that they wanted and that they asked for, is for me to write them an apology letter. Yes. Can you believe that?
Okay, let me put it this way. I can see if they told you to write an apology for posting his naked, you know, that part. But for you to write an apology for ruining their marriage, it takes two people.
We know this. They
And
want
allegedly, you ain't the first, second, third, fourth, fifth that he's cheated on her with.
and ain't gonna be the last.
So did she make all them other women write an
No,
apology letter?
no.
That part
So,
I don't understand.
well, guess what?
But,
I had to,
I'd rather do that than I've been
and that's
right away. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'll be girl.
no. Listen. I apologize. I hate that this all happened and took place. I hope you guys forgive me. I wish you guys the best. Goodbye. Period. I wasn't doing all of this and that because guess what? It wasn't all me.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think Carmel Diva, our co-host, wants to jump on. We about to get into a Q&A session, but I do want you to also, we talked a little bit about your Carmel Diva, can you come on or do you want me to add you on? Because I thought you could add yourself on. But I do want you to let people know about your salon, like the people who might be in your area, because I'm sure there's a lot of people probably watching from your neck of the woods. Your salon, you got African. What is it called? African.
Unique African experience.
Okay, unique African experience, and you want to get them the address or
They
how
can
they
go
can.
to uniqueafricanexperience.com, and also the address is 4330 Southeast 29th Street in Oklahoma City. So yes,
And them girls is good. Like before she opened, she was making shorts like on Facebook and stuff and showing them braiding, and she had them try out. Like she just didn't have people come up in there just braiding hair. She had them try out, show what they can do, and all that kind of stuff. And they do some good work. Them ladies do.
I'm really excited, and now I had my massage and body sculpture in place at a different facility, but now I have moved that inside of the salon where we're also doing yoni steams and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to try that. My homegirls is like, Tanya, do you want to get your yoni steam? I said, my yoni who? And they said, you sit on this thing and it steam your stuff. And I'm like,
it steams the vagina. It does everything.
But I don't want to be sitting there with my homegirls doing it.
I don't know. I'll try it. I'll try anything. Well, not anything, but I'll try most things once.
I'm just saying because a lot of girls, I've seen it on TV where they do it like as a group thing, as a friend. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit there on no pot with my homegirl next to me.
But I would
That
feel
just
more comfortable with my homegirls. Shoot, we
Well,
be
you
up
know
there.
what?
Do you have drinks and stuff there?
Yes, I was just about to say this is the thing. So you come in with your friend, and I'm about to start doing a special where you bring a friend with you and you get half off. You'll sit there, you get free cocktails and all that. Okay. So you get free That's what gets you every time,
Yes.
the cocktails. Okay.
Free
That gets me every
cocktails.
time. Yes,
well, look,
free.
we need to. Well, we can go, Tanya, but you gotta be in the other room and we can talk on walkie
But
talkies
you
to each
got
other.
family down there, girl.
I do,
We can
I
go
do.
road trip.
That would
But
be so
Laverne,
cool.
I've been listening to you, and I want to say, you were talking about you not that person. They all, the old folks say, "Thank God I don't look like what I've been through,"
Yes. Amen.
and it's called maturity.
Yes.
Like you said, we have all been through some. We all got a story to tell. It's a, it- it's a beautiful thing to see your growth from
Yes.
where you started into where you are now. So don't let nobody stop your growth. Don't let them try to hinder your progress. That's somebody that's trying to keep you down on their level and don't want to see you prosper. But
Mhm.
keep rising because see,
Yeah.
everybody can't go to the top with you. I've learned that everybody can't go with you. Sometimes you got to leave some of these folk behind,
And a
Yes.
whether
lot
you
of
love
people
them or not.
throw stones at glass houses. And so when they see somebody who might have been involved in a lot of maybe negative stuff, and then they see them get blessed, they don't understand why.
Wow.
They don't understand why.
Hmm.
It's like how many people out here riding around in the most expensive cars, living in millions, and they doing the most dirt out here in the world. You know
Well,
what
not only that, but people don't know. A lot of people don't know what it takes to get to where you're at. You'll see somebody and you be like, "Well, how is she getting this and this and that?" You don't know what's going on in the background to
Man.
how she got there or what's going on to
Yes.
to make her get. You don't know what's going on.
and
Man,
you
you don't
definitely
have
So,
no
don't know their heart. Like
man.
I like Laverne. Some people might think you a really horrible, bad person, because of some of the things that you did. And I don't believe you're a really horrible, bad person. I just think we all make mistakes.
Oh
Sometimes
no.
we make mistakes, and sometimes we learn from them, and we either gonna keep repeating those mistakes, or we gonna try to do better. And I don't
well,
know.
see, and I tell my kids everything in life is a lesson, whether
Mm,
it's a good experience or a bad experience. It's
Yeah,
mhm,
there to teach you something. So
mhm.
learn the lesson,
yeah.
Let me tell
learn
you,
from it.
there are women that has done the same things that I have done. But guess what? They have not been vocal about it. You will never know about it. They're not going to talk about it. Okay. Laverne has talked about it. So if I get backlash from talking about something that I went through, that y'all went through, that make you better because you went through it behind closed doors and I chose to come out with it. You did the same thing. You know
Hey,
what
we
I
live in
mean?
Hmm.
Omaha. We know how many cheaters are out here in
Oh, girl,
Omaha.
please. I
Girl,
know some people right now that I know people right now. Do you hear me? But guess
Every
what?
girl that I know, family and friend and associate, man, done cheated on them. And that's a damn
girl.
shame, but it is.
Listen, again, like I said, if y'all women think that your man is going to sleep with you and only you for the rest of your days and ain't never going to look at another woman, sleep with another, or nothing, baby, I'm sorry. Let me tell you something. I'm so good though. Listen, and I'm not just trying to say this is what I'm saying. This is the thing. Y'all think y'all keeping tabs on these men or that these men ain't gonna do. He come home. Let me tell you something. Of course he go come home. You know what I mean? Of course he go do what he got to do to make things look good at home. Do you know and do y'all realize that I was so good with this shit? You know what I mean? I was going grocery shopping for somebody in the past. You know what I mean? He would go grocery shopping for the house. He would he would be with me. I had already then got the groceries and everything. Okay. So when he left my house, he went home with the groceries. She didn't thought he was at the grocery store for an hour and a half. No, he was with me. You know what
Like
I
when
mean?
he went to McDonald's at one time and
Girl,
said,
do you see? He
That
went
was
to
in book
McDonald's.
one. That was in book one.
That was in book one, where he went to McDonald's. She thought he was at McDonald's. No, he was with me. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Y'all women be thinking that these men is not doing things, and they are. But regardless of the fact, it's not right. And what I did was not right. And guess what? I done been a side chick. I done been a wife. I done been a mission. I done played all different parts, okay, in life. And for me, all of them was difficult. You know what I mean? Me being a wife and being cheated on what was something that I had to deal with. So I get it. I understand. But you still have to hold the man accountable, because don't nobody owe
Right,
you nothing but that man, okay?
Right.
That
right,
woman owes you
right.
nothing. It's that man.
And how much account?
Exactly.
I know a lot of people say, like, when this story first hit the fan, like really hit the fan, and everybody in Omaha was talking about it. Everybody was hitting me up asking about it, and I'm like, just watch the show. The Lavern tells everything. She's really transparent and
Very.
everything she does, from your first book to your fifth book. You're very transparent about what has happened in your life, you know. But as far as these wives out here, I've never been married. One day I hope and pray I'll get that chance. I know some people who have been married like, fuck that shit for the birds. But I still would like to do that one day. But for these wives out here, a lot of them, and I think you're very attractive, Laverne, very attractive, beautiful woman. But a lot of women tend to think that a man won't go beneath them. Like, men will cheat with anything. She could
Man,
be
listen,
fine as wine, or she could be a dusty as hood rat
What
project.
they say, hold
Uh,
on, they say if Halle Berry and Beyonce can get cheated
get
on,
cheated on. Who the hell you think you is?
girl, okay?
But but let me tell y'all this though too. Sometimes it's not about. Listen, let me tell you something. I have a friend, right? Very educated black woman. Got it going on her own home, got a lot of things going for her. So the man she was dealing with was cheating with a chick that didn't even have a GED. But guess what?
Mm,
Like I told her, guess what, baby? It ain't about that. She's giving him something that you can't. And it ain't
right.
always about sex. It's sometimes be about the fact that they can't be themselves. They can't even
Mm-hmm.
have a conversation with you. They can't even show who they really are.
Yep.
Okay. And that is the problem. That's why a lot of men go out and cheat. Okay. Because they have to portray a certain image with you. With Jeff, I feel like, and with another guy that I was dealing with, he felt like his life with his wife was like the Huxtable. You know what I mean? Life. Everything
Mm.
was
very
structured. He
structured,
couldn't. It's
very,
very structured. Everything was boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean?
and maybe a
With
little
me,
boring.
yeah, boring. With me, it was excitement. It was fun. It was, you know what I mean? That's what
And
it was.
sometimes it's the thrill of,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna do this and see how long I can
And
do it
that's
and see
what
if
I
I
was
can
saying
get caught.
before
If
you
I
got
get
on
caught,
here.
and
Yep.
you know,
Before you got on
they
here, that's what I was saying. Yep.
that's what a lot of them feel that way. I mean, like you said, it's something she's giving him that you're not, and she's probably making him feel a certain way
Yes.
than you
Oh,
could or that you
she
are.
was giving and I gotta ask you a question. Why don't you, if you could say anything to wives, okay? Because again, book one was good, book two was good, man. Both of them, but well, man, who taught you how to write? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I used to try to write when I was younger, but
Hmm.
I just kind of got out of it. But I thought I was really really good. I should have kept with it. But you, it's not like you went to college for writing. You
No.
didn't, like, you write good books. I mean, these are
Let me
pages.
tell you.
I read this book
I
so fast I couldn't put it down. I'm
Let
like,
me tell you. I wanted to be, when I was younger, I always wanted to be a journalist. When I was younger, I wanted to be a journalist. When I was younger, I wanted to be Carol Schrader. I wanted to be a news broadcaster.
uh
I
huh.
wanted to be. Matter of fact, my mother used to say, I was frustrated because I used to report everything, all people business, and when I was young. But this didn't just start. I've been
You
doing
had your
stuff
own like talk show. You used to have a talk show and
yeah,
everything.
I had the number one radio show in Nebraska for 4 years. So I was a radio personality, all that. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do these type of things. And now for me, I think that I'm shying away from this book right here. Is kind of like the last book of my life. And I think now I want to get more into being a motivational type because a lot of people can learn and can see she came from this and now she's a business owner. Now she's doing this. Now she's doing that. Never let your past define your future and who you are. Okay. That's my whole thing. It's a lot of Laverns running around here, baby. Trust and believe whether they want to admit it or not, there are. And for me, I want to be able to send the elevator down to be able to help somebody else. Okay. And if I can do that, everything I went through is well worth it. Okay. So that is my thing. And my pastor from Omaha, when I was young, I went to this church. I had started going to this church when I was 13 years old. And despite what nobody got to say about that man, don't talk about that man to me.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I'm going to tell you right now. And when I tell y'all, y'all might already know before I'm going to say it. Pastor Barlow, let me tell you something. That man has been an influence for my life since I was 13 years old. That man ain't never tried to get with me. That man was one of the I'm telling you, every man that came in my life besides my father had tried to sleep with me, had tried to mac on. That man has never. He always uplifted me. He always told me that he always told me that I was going to end up helping young women. He had a calling on my life before I even knew what a calling on my life was. And when I tell y'all, I love that man. I respect that man so much. And I don't care what nobody say about him. I appreciate that man. And some of the things that he told me back then, I have took on with me. Right now to this day, I still think about some of the things that he told me, and it's coming to life. He told me, you're going to affect lives one day. He told me all these, and I never knew what he was talking about, and now I do. Okay. So for me, my mission now is to change every wrong that I did, turn it into a right. I want to make it right. Whoever I hurt back then, I apologize to you. Okay. I even apologize to her, even though she don't accept what her husband did and she want to blame me. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Hopefully one day she'll see I tried to protect her, whatever I was doing, I tried to. We wouldn't be here had she not did what she did. She wrote that pamphlet about me, y'all, and it was lies. I tried to write that pamphlet to show. Do y'all see what she did? She's a manipulator.
I see what she did, and I also see what she continued to do. Like the fact that she, after she found out that basically the restraining order wasn't gonna go through and stuff like that.
Everything didn't work.
She had somebody hit you up and say, could you please tell Lavern I want to talk? And what did she do? She called you and gave you some Bible scriptures. Like this is the part that I don't understand. Allegedly, this man has been cheating on you for years with all these different women in Omaha, including Lavern. And you're trying to get his mistress to read the Bible, write apology letters. You're trying to put her in jail, send her to prison, all kind of stuff. But the man is still with you, laying next to you in your bed. And he obviously ain't reading no Bible scriptures. He ain't out there writing you no public apology letter. Even the public video that he did apologizing, that was some bullshit on Facebook.
It was forced. It was forced.
I'm like, you asking this woman on the side to do all this shit while the man is laid up still in the bed next to you, enjoying still being married and in a relationship and everything else. It takes two people. But you did write the apology letter, whether she accepted or not. You did what you did. And I think that even though the court made you write that letter, I think that you are truly apologetic
Yes.
about what you did. And I was going to ask you earlier, do you have any advice? You might not, but towards the type of things that this man was into, the 50 shades of gray and all that kind of stuff, the stuff his wife wouldn't do. Do you have any advice for women who have men like that, who reach out to other women to provide those things because they know they don't do those things? Like, what do you recommend a woman to do if her
Uh,
man wants to do all this kinky, over the top R. Kelly type of I mean, y'all was doing R. Kelly shit. Like,
yeah.
what do a wife have? Do she have any? I mean, hope.
I'm gonna tell you something right now.
Okay.
You have very conservative women, okay? I'm not a conservative woman. I like to I'm a pleaser. So if I'm with a man, I want to do whatever he want to do. I'm into whatever he's into, things like that. A lot of women are not like that, okay? So that's the reason why a lot of men go out here and they fulfill their fantasies with other women, but then they go home. So for me, I feel like a man knows what type of image he wants and what type of wife. So he'll go and marry another type of woman, right? He'll marry a particular type of woman. But guess what? That's really not the type of woman that he wants to be with. He's with that person for certain reasons, whether it's financial reasons, whether it's to build, whatever the case may be. But then he'll go out there and he'll cheat with a woman that's the total opposite of what he has at home. I know it sounds crazy. I know it. I mean, if I could get a man's perspective on why do you cheat? What is the reason why you cheat when you have this woman at home? A woman could be at home doing everything that you want them to do, okay? But they'll still
Mm-hmm.
go out there. It could not even be
Or why not
possible.
find a woman in the first place who likes to enjoy all those pleasures?
Because guess what? Sometimes it's not just about pleasures. It's about building a foundation. It's about what you can have together and accumulate together. Sometimes those type of women that's doing those type of things does not have the mindset and the capability to be able to build like that. The type of woman that he might want to build with. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that I had a guy that I was dealing with and he loved my mindset, my mentality, all of that type of stuff because he knew I was business minded, but he also knew I was kind of ghetto and hood too. You know what I mean? So he would call me a ghetto goblin. That's what he would call me. Like, it's so funny. But I was his little ghetto goblin. But guess what? That man was at home in a $600,000 house, pool in the back with his wife, all that. But he still came to me. He still wanted to be with me. He still felt like it was something with me that he couldn't get at home.
Now, do
Okay.
you think? Let me ask you this, and I'm asking Bro this too. He just jumped on the live too. Count Amaru, what's up, Bro? This might be a question for the guys as well. But I know back in the day, men didn't even want their wives doing certain things to them or for them sexually. It was like, oh no, not even like going downtown. Like, there was just certain things back in the day, like, way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And they turn to the prostitutes and the ladies, just other different type of ladies who that's for them. That's what they would do. All this times. Then the wife is at home. She's perfect. She's a homemaker. Things like that. Do you feel like some men still probably carry that on to this day? Like, okay, I love my wife. I want my wife. I want to be with her. I don't want a divorce. But there's things that I want to do sexually, and I'm just gonna get it from somewhere else instead of asking her to do it. Like,
Let's ask the man on here.
yeah,
Count.
that's what I said. I want to see if Bro can probably chime in on this, and if there's any other guys in the chat, feel free to chime in. But
What's
go
the
ahead, Bro.
question again? Which one? What's going on, family? Y'all good? Everybody good?
I'm
Everybody
sorry.
good?
Yeah, we good. You didn't hear the question?
Yeah, I heard the question, but I just
Oh,
want to make sure I want to get the reassurance
wait.
that the other I don't want to be just talking and don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but on the subject, but then get off subject. No, so just reiterate the important part of the
Okay.
question.
Okay. Well, I basically was what I was asking was like back in the day, years and years back in the day, there were certain things that men would like to have done with them, and they still do, sexually. But back in the day, it was like a more like the wives were more revered. Like they didn't want them to do certain real kinky shit because they thought like I don't know. I guess they wanted to look at them as like they're fragile, they docile, they this, they that, they're perfect, you know. And
So,
then
but
they would turn to the side chicks to do all that freaky bullshit to them, and then come home to the wife and just sleep with her like just
well,
regular. They some husbands wouldn't even do doggy style, wouldn't even allow their women to ride them, wouldn't even,
that's
way back in the day. So do you
that's
think that some men still feel like that today? Like my wife gotta be perfect and all this, all that other nasty stuff. Because I think what some men probably think if they wife gonna do it with them, maybe she might be doing it with somebody else, because men they can do all kind of shit to us and cheat on us and everything. But as soon as they think about their wife doing that shit or cheating or anything, oh, they will go like completely.
well. Here I can answer that. Yeah, I can answer that
Oh,
on
go
my
ahead,
on
girl.
this
Go ahead.
my outlook, and I'm gonna make it sweet, quick, short, and simple. I'll say yes as a man, alpha male, however the hell y'all want to put it. But just know I'm a man and I'll handle my thing. You know what I'm
And hold
talking
up,
about?
bro, real quick. We just ain't talking about sex. We talking about 50 Shades
I'm
of Grey. We talking
I'm
about R. Kelly
talking
type of
the
shit.
whole yeah. I'm talking
Okay.
about. I'm just saying me. I'm just talking about me. I was about to get to the subject. I said me as a man. Is that if that's what look to me? It sound like somebody want to have their cake and eat it too.
Mhm.
Because me is no some. I mean, that's no reason. To me. That's just a really a lousy excuse to want to do something that you ain't got no business doing from the jump. If you're gonna be solid, you're gonna be royal, you're gonna be loyal. To me, loyal is royal. I'm good. I mean, I don't. If it's something that I don't feel comfortable with, or if I desire from my wife, I actually. To me, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you got to ask your companion to do something, that's suspect right there. And my wife ain't gotta ask me to handle my business. I ain't gotta ask her to handle her business. I mean, now there is lines drawn. We don't.
I ain't touching
Yeah,
nobody ass. I
yeah,
ain't doing no real.
yeah, and it ain't sharing ain't caring.
So
We
no
don't
golden showers, no golden
share
showers.
sharing ain't caring. I mean, that's no.
Doing
I'm
no
just that's just
golden
me.
showers.
That's just no. But I'm just saying.
Chocolate pie.
But also I'm just honestly speaking from a respectable view of it. It's like still, if that's what a man was to say, well, that's the reason why I did that. That's a lousy ass excuse. You shouldn't have to have a desire. You should have the one that you are with. You should have that desire to a point to where they should be able to fulfill whatever the needs it is that are required of you. To
I
me,
say this about my man, and
you
I'm
know,
just telling you, bro. I just say, I tell people, and I tell him, I am his personal porn star. Period.
all that. That's why I was saying you shouldn't have to ask. To me, it's suspect if you got to ask your wife or your husband to do it. It's like, man, maybe
Not
I'm just saying,
not a chance. You're not sure if
I,
your husband
And I
gonna
can
like that.
say,
Please.
I ain't done that. A lot of stuff that I do with my man, I ain't done with nobody else ever. But
and that's good. You
But
supposed to.
bro,
It's
what do
saying
you
that
mean by suspect? Do you mean like gay?
no, meaning
What do
that
you mean
it's
by
just the suspect, meaning that that's a troubling trait because that's to me like there's some level of miscommunication or something ain't right, something ain't
So if a
adding up.
man like golden showers and he present that to his wife, that
Well, if she don't want to
means
do that,
suspect?
if she well, no, you taking my suspect out of context. The suspect, what I mean is to say is that if you have to question or have to ask your companion to do something, like if you shouldn't have to ask
Basically,
whoever
you
it
should
is that
know.
you with to
You
do
should.
something. That's what I mean by like you should know you get to know them because if this is the case, if you say I'm just saying,
Okay, I think I get what you're saying. Like
yeah,
like let's say for example that the man likes or wants to have anal and he should know whether his wife should see it's still
or he
not
might want his salad tossed. He might want his salad tossed, and and she may not do that. Oh my God. Meaning that y'all with the suspect. So what I'm saying is that the suspect meaning that you took the suspect out of context once again. The suspect part came in is when I said that if you don't know your companion, if you are not comfortable with it, like what they're speaking on the subject,
then
you're supposed to know everything before. Yeah, that's suspect to me. If I don't know what it is that you like.
Yeah, it's suspect. Like, why don't you?
Right, I get that part that you should probably already know what your wife like, but my question was, if a man likes all those type of things, and he wants to do all those type of things,
that means that the women that he is dealing with, or the person, or the men, however, whatever sexual preference that he prefers, if they should know that about him or them, if that's what they prefer to do to make it more easier instead of
so do
making
you
it
think the
difficult.
wife should just leave?
Oh, you talking about a marriage type of shit? Oh, well, shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
talking about.
well,
Like,
shit. Well, I mean, no, I ain't gonna say she should just leave. Y'all should try to work it out. I mean, but if you're gonna break up with someone based off the fact that because you want some golden showers and some, some thumbing action and
so do
some
you think the
ass
man
beat.
should just give up all his wants and desires that
No,
he
it ain't so
really,
much of
really
that. He gonna
wants
have to figure it
because of
That's
out.
his
where
wife?
compromise.
No,
That's
he
where
gonna have to figure it
compromise.
out. It ain't that much damn sexual preference in the
See, I
doggone
ain't
new
never been
preference.
married before, and this is why I'm
No, that's
asking.
where compromise. That's where
Yeah,
you
you
have to
gotta.
compromise.
Yeah, you
Because
got
this is
to.
a
Because
really good topic and conversation for married people. Because
that's
sometimes, let me tell y'all, I truly believe, and I ain't never been married, but I truly believe that some men go into a relationship and some women go into a relationship without telling their spouse all the real freaky shit that they desire.
they
They don't
do.
want them
Yep.
looking at them like
Yep.
that in a certain type
I
of
know
way.
Yep.
But when you get into this marriage,
I
and
like
then
my
the
wife.
wife tries out, you like your butt fingered, or you like to be picked on, or
Give me a
I'm
thumb.
being serious here.
Give
I'm
me a
being serious
thumb.
here. So
Like
as a married couple,
ex-
what's one thing?
that's where you
But
have
before you get
compromise.
married, you should already. But before y'all get married,
No,
y'all
you
should have
don't. No,
already
you
had
don't.
these
But
conversations.
people don't
But
always reveal that
yeah,
information.
no, because you don't. No, because you don't. But see, you have those. Because I told Babe what it was up front.
Yeah.
So that's the damn difference.
Mm-hmm.
There is compromise. You have to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
You should already have had that
Well, what's
kind of
the compromise
conversation
for
to
anal
an
sex?
extent.
Put in your ear. What's the compromise for anal?
There is no compromise. See, that's where we agree 1,000%.
Yeah, I'm one way exit, man.
There it
I'm not
is.
gonna violate all that. That's what it was made for.
I
There
just
it
think
is.
there's.
That's a one
I
inch
just think
ticket.
for a lot of wives, there's just no hope because there are a lot of men out there who, and Lavern. I mean, you talk to
There
there's
are.
a lot of men out there who will not tell their because there's a lot of wives who or women who look at men like, oh, if you like anal, that means you're gay. Like that's
Yep.
what a lot of women think. Like, oh,
And
you
a lot of
must be gay.
a lot of men cannot express themselves sexually, and this is why to their partner, and this is why a lot of this type of stuff happen where they're having affairs because they feel comfortable with another person. And this is my thing. I'm the type of person where I like to have a man express. It's some things that I might be into that, you know what I mean? I want to know what you think. I want to try it with you. I want to do this and
I
that.
know that's right.
I want to do a lot of different things. So
I
guess
know that's right.
I love it. I peg a man.
And you know
I'm
what?
a very open-minded, sexual
Like
minded
I
person.
pray
I don't know what you call it.
that part. That
I'm
part.
very open-minded when it comes to certain things, and I'll
And
try anything.
I would.
Don't mess on me, but I'll try a lot of things.
No.
And there's a lot
What's
of
wrong
things
with
that
pissing
I
on you?
like. There's
What's
a lot
wrong
of
with
things
that?
that I like. No, I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that I
champagne. Nope.
like.
Nope.
That trust me, there's things that I like that all my friends and they be looking at me like crazy. Carmel Diva, one of them. They be looking at me like crazy, like bitch, not me. I wish
You
a
know what?
would.
Hey,
But
hey.
it's like, okay, if I like it and you like it, okay. But there are men out there. And my thing is, when you are a wife and you come across that situation into your marriage where you're like, okay, this nigga want to do this, that, and that, the third, and I don't want to do it. Like, how do you compromise? Because I feel like with like,
No,
y'all got to read part 1 and 2 to get what
I read it. I read it.
some men, they they don't take just no for an answer, but they also
Guess
don't
what?
wanna
What you
leave their
want,
wife.
but keep in mind, listen to this, wives. I'm gonna tell y'all this.
What you
What
won't
you
do,
gonna
another one
do,
will.
another one will. Because it's
That part.
always another person that's gonna do what you
So in
want
that
to
case, do you just leave the man because you're like, okay, I don't want to
No,
do this,
listen,
I don't want to do that?
That's where
infidelity.
relationships do not work out. If you cannot find, you don't necessarily have to do everything to a goddamn T. That's where you compromise. If you cannot compromise, then you don't need to be in that motherfucking relationship. Period.
But for me, infidelity, if my husband went out and cheated on me, I'ma just tell y'all this. That's not enough for me to leave my relationship and my marriage. How many men have went out there and cheated? How many relationships that these men that went out there and cheated and they ain't left? Okay, so that to me
That
is
part,
not enough.
that part.
I'm not gonna leave my husband or my man because they cheated. Okay, I just don't feel like that's enough. It has to be a baby involved. It got to be quite some more other shit that.
Well, we got another wife on the panel. How do you feel about that? And I'm not saying bro would ever do something to you, sis, but God forbid something like that happen. How would you feel? Just
you know what? And like
guys, would you try to work it out? Like,
yeah, because God's honest truth. Because I know me. I know what I have done. So therefore, how am I going to get mad at him? Even though, well, I would be hurt because it wasn't nothing that was done, while we were together. But I would feel like, okay, that's karma coming back on me. But for the first time in my life, I know in my heart of hearts, in my soul, I got a man that won't cheat. I ain't worried about that. So if you are secure,
and I do get that energy from my bro. I've been knowing we go way back like 4 flats. So yeah, I get that energy. I know what type of man he was back in the day, and how devoted he was to a certain person. That's how we met. So and ever since then, he's always been my bro to me. Like one of the coolest niggas I ever met.
You get on my motherfucking nerves, but that's part of a relation. That's part of a relationship. But like I said, I completely understand and know exactly and feel everything that Lavern has said and done.
Well, do you have any questions for her? Because I know you did read part 2. So I definitely want her, she got her 3 grandbabies with her for the summer, but I definitely want to make sure if anybody else want to get a few questions in, we don't want to keep her on here all night. But if you got any questions, feel free. Bro, anybody in the chat?
I have a question. I don't even know if it was asked because I wasn't.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
But because I know you're married. So if none of this would have had ever popped off, would you currently be married?
Good question.
That is a good question. Yeah,
of course it is.
Yeah, I think so. I feel that. I had after this all had happened, you know what I mean? It's kind of when let me see how I'm gonna put this.
Okay, well let me see. Would it still be going on is my question, and you gotten married?
Oh, girl, you did.
Oh yeah, I'm one of those.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm one of those, and I done smoked too. So you gonna get the real thing.
You know what? I think. Oh my God, that caught me off guard.
I'll say this: I think you probably would be married, but it wouldn't be the same because you wouldn't have had the same experiences, and it wouldn't have made you who you are today. You see what I'm saying?
I think that she was saying, would I still be dealing with the man if I wouldn't have got caught? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, but if none of this, nothing, nobody knew nothing. We knew nothing.
Would you still be with him, or would you be where
Would
you
you
are?
like continue to get married and still continue to do?
Oh yeah, I mean, I hate to say this, but y'all know I gotta keep it 100. If nobody would have known or anything, because guess what? He would have still been with his situation, and we just would have had sort of like a situation on the side. You know what I mean? I would have had my, and I know that. Damn, I might, y'all might get me divorced now after this answer.
No. Because if you, like you said, if you really told him the true you, then he rocking with you no matter what.
Yeah,
so he already know what it is.
I just, you know what? I feel like I still wanted to have that situation with you know, him. I that married me. I still wanted. I mean, that was a good. I'm gonna tell y'all. No matter how things went, no matter how kinky things got, that was a situation I had never experienced anything like that ever in my life. And he exposed me to a different type of life and a different type of sexual. That sexual. I mean, just everything about it was kind of crazy.
I know, because you emphasized it so much in the book. Like I said, I read the book and I'm like, okay, see, it's just because you emphasize how much he was eating your ass. I'm like, we know he eat ass.
Ass.
Yeah.
And more ass. Like that man, he did a lot of different things that I had never been exposed to before. So that right there, even now, and I'm just gonna be all the way 100. Even now, I feel like it was.
Go right into it, girl, because I'm gonna ask you this. You wrote this book,
Netflix,
and in this book, you said, "Still, that is the best sex." Have you been? What if he?
I read the book.
What do you think he would say if he saw that in this book?
He did.
Like,
he
your
did.
Man now, your husband now.
Oh, he did too.
To see you saying here, that was
what I said,
the best sex I've ever had.
That was, let me tell you, up until, and this is the thing, sometimes you have to get, I've only been married, it'll be a year on June 10th. Okay. So I haven't even been married a whole year yet. Okay. I'll be married a whole year next month. So you don't know a person's body. You know what I mean? It takes years sometimes to know a person's body. You don't just know a person's body like that, okay? So, again, some people can come in and it could be instantly where they learn your body and all this and that, okay? So, again, the man did things, not meaning that the sex per se was better than my husband's. I'm saying the experiences that I went through, the things that he done to my body, the things that we did was totally different than what I've experienced with my current situation. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Like I said.
And trust me, he knows, and y'all, listen, I'm not trying to be funny, but what me and him experience, he's not getting that at home now. Okay, so you best to rest assured, and I promise you, he still think about it. He still fantasize about it. He's
probably trying to get it from somebody else because he know you ain't coming back.
No, he ain't doing nothing right now. He under a microscope right now.
Girl,
but it's been a while.
I don't know.
You think
that's too much instability.
I don't know because allegedly, she ain't the first.
Why do you keep saying allegedly?
I'm just saying allegedly. I ain't trying to have
what's
to
alleged about it. It happened.
Put me in jail. Sure.
Okay, I said it. It happened. Shit. It happened. What? Okay, I said it. Goddamn it.
Like other women, like allegedly, he done cheated on her time and time again. So why do you think he'd be under a market? Like I'm not saying Lavern ain't nobody important, but what's the difference?
Okay, again,
why would he start now after doing it all this time? And he told Lavern, she will never leave me.
Tanya,
he
we
already
are
knows
from
where he
Omaha, Nebraska.
I can cheat.
Hello.
I can cheat over and over again, and she will never leave me.
Again, if he cheat with somebody, it is not going to be from nobody from Omaha, motherfucking from Nebraska. They will never step foot in Omaha, motherfucking Nebraska. He is not going to do that again. We are from Omaha, Nebraska.
But she wasn't staying in Omaha.
But let me tell y'all this. This is, and I ain't gonna say no names. Y'all gotta read between the lines.
Yeah, we gonna read
It's
between
the
the lines.
particular. It's the particular. Let me see. Local celebrity there. He keep on doing it. He keep on doing it. I don't know how stupid he's dumb. Why do you keep on dealing with women in Nebraska? You got all this money. You can fly women in from different countries if you want to.
I'm reading all the way between the lines here.
So what? We gotta read between the lines.
Uh-huh.
Now he
I
got
think we all are.
he got a woman pregnant now. Oh, oops.
Mm.
See, I ain't even supposed to be telling this bit. I told you I was done with Omaha business. But
again, like I said, we from Omaha, motherfucking Nebraska. What else you think is gonna happen?
Do you feel me? So y'all dealing with women in Nebraska. You can fly, and especially when you a millionaire.
So
And it ain't
a bunch of buckethead bitches. That's what you dealing with.
That don't know their other siblings.
It's sickening.
God damn it.
A bunch of bucket.
I'm sorry to say that because that's where the fuck I'm from. But them is some buckethead bitches.
Buckethead bitches, dumb bitches. And I'm telling you, these men is just as why wouldn't if you a millionaire? Let me ask you this. Why are you still dealing with the same dusty bitches? You know they go
For
tell.
real.
You know they
real.
go tell. You know they go tell. So now you got a baby on the way. Girl, listen.
They gonna try to blackmail you. They gonna try to do something.
I swear.
They called him with the vacuum.
See,
She called him. That's what it was. She called him slipping.
That's why I got a real one from Omaha, Nebraska because
hey, Connie Boo, and what's up, 402?
There's
Hey,
no.
Connie.
You do
That
have
was just
one
some
of
of
the
the
last
dumbest
real ones.
She
Says
called
you
them
got one of the
kids.
last real ones.
That's why she knocked up.
That is that whole family is toxic, and I'm so sorry.
We ain't gonna say no names. We ain't
gonna say no, but let me tell you, I'm gonna tell y'all this. This is the thing. That girl knew what she was doing. I ain't mad at her. Okay, I ain't mad at her. Because guess what?
And she got a payday for life.
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I ain't mad at her.
22 or 23.
But guess what? That girl ain't going nowhere though. That baby mama ain't going nowhere though. That's the whole key. She ain't going nowhere. And that's the crazy part about it. She ain't going nowhere. That's what I go to say. These females are staying with dudes that's broke that go and cheat on them and have babies. So why would she not stay with a millionaire that went off and had a baby by her? So what you gonna do?
He got a whole bunch of millions, boy.
A whole bunch. But anyway, that ain't my business. Let me lead them people along. But I gotta get ready to go. Y'all gotta get my grandkids.
I know you've been out here with us for almost 2 hours. And
I know we did.
I know you got your grandbabies with you, and they all the way. What is they 4, 3, and 2?
4, 3, and 2. So my baby, she graduated today. She graduated from 4th grade.
Oh, congratulations!
Honor roll student. Okay, so I'm super excited. But you guys, I gotta go. Unique African Experience is my new braiding salon. You guys, I'm just doing so many great things. I'm so proud of myself. God has been so good to me. Yes, I have done a lot of things in life, but God is showing me and directing me in all of that. Okay. So I am trying to change my life around. I'm not going to allow nobody to make me feel bad about my past. Yes, I slept with people's husbands, boyfriends, and all that. Okay. A lot of y'all have too. Okay. Let's be clear. But guess what? That's past. That's the past. I've moved on. I'm a married woman now. I'm super happy with my situation in my life now. Make sure y'all go get my book. Matter of fact, go get all of them. They all
I was just
on
going to
Amazon.
ask you name all of them because this isn't like the first book she wrote. She got like 5 books.
My first book is called So You Think You Know Me. My second book is You Have No Idea. Then I got Leaving It All Behind. That was my book where I was talking about I was done with Nebraska, but as y'all can see, I really wasn't, because then I ended up having My Friend, Your Husband, My Man, and then My Friend, Your Husband, My Man, The Aftermath. So I have the total of 5 books.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I like I said, I got a couple people that have reached out to me about a documentary and a mini movie series. I
Yeah.
mean, so I'm trying to think about what I'm gonna do, but
I'm
again,
telling you, you should send these books to like the big movie directors and big movie producers and get you an agent. Get you an agent.
I've thought about
Hmm.
it, but you know what though? Honestly, you guys, I'm really wanting to be a little bit more low. I've always been an open
Yeah.
book and doing this and that. I'm getting to the point now where it's about being with my grandkids and you know what I mean, being a grandmother, and
Yeah.
I want to just be out there and do all of that. I really want to
But if
leave.
they hit you up though and be like, we're gonna give you this $1 million
Oh yeah, now,
contract,
now, now listen. When if they come with the money, I
and
mean
she
I ain't
already
gonna have
said
no
though,
choice.
we can play ourselves on the hood table
Right, right.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'll be up there asking call in like she said, what happened? What
Yeah, oh yeah. We'll figure it. We'll put you in there. But we'll figure it out. But I'll
happened? But
thank you
yes.
guys. Y'all have
And
a
tell
good
them the
night.
name of
I
your salon.
appreciate y'all.
Tell
Thank
them
you
the name of your
guys. Y'all
salon
have a
again.
good one.
One more
You
time, tell
too.
them the name of your salon for the people who are in Oklahoma in your neck of the woods.
Unique African Experience. Y'all can also go to the website uniqueafricanexperience.com. The address is 4330 Southeast 29th Street, Suite 3011. So
Thank
that's
All
you
where
so
we
right.
much. Somebody just asked, where can they buy the book? All her books are on Amazon.
on
Look up
Amazon.
Lavern Crump. And I got the link in every description box of every video we've ever done with Lavern. Her links to the book is in every description. And it's in this one too. So just check the
Here I
description.
come. Y'all, my
Yep.
grandkids
But she
calling.
gotta
I
go. We
gotta
love
go.
you,
All right.
Lavern.
All right. Good
I
night.
love y'all. Head table always.
Congratulations on your
It's
book.
always good. Bye bye.
All right. Bye
Yes.
bye.
Good night, love.
Bye bye.
Yes, that was awesome. But Connie, yes, if anybody wants to jump on the link, feel free. If you I know we did offer like a Q&A session, but if anybody still wants to discuss the book or discuss anything else, we've been on here for what, 2 hours? We got like one more hour to go because we do try to keep it at 3 hours on Friday Night Lives. So if you guys want to discuss anything else, we don't have to continue discussing the book, but we can discuss other things as well. But yes, her book is on Amazon, and all 5 of her books are on Amazon. And then again, she has that unique African braiding location down there. And like I said, I just saw the work of those braiders, and they are really good. So if y'all like getting your hair braided and slayed and all that stuff, then please look her up, check her out, visit that salon. But
I want to discuss this bill that passed today. I'm
what
confused by it.
bill? Which one?
The one, okay, so the one that passed down in the unicameral today, um, is supposed to protect kids from age 19 and under from being subjected to, I mean, like, when they want to do hormone therapy and
Oh yeah.
um
Okay.
all of that. And I get that. But then they threw in, I mean, I understand, okay, yeah, we need to
I'm getting
protect
like
these
the
kids
surgeries
and
and all that.
right, right.
Mhm.
And I get that. I mean, you should be of a certain age
To make
and
that type of decision.
right, right. And not no 7-year-old going and saying, okay, I want to be a boy and
I'd be like, you better sat your ass down somewhere until you get grown.
right. But on the flip side, they also added in the abortion part of it. They added abortion to it and talking about uh you can't get one after 12 weeks unless there are stipulations like rape, molestation, incest, or the mother's health.
Mhm.
I'm like, so what does one have to do with the other?
Well, what was it before? What was it before? If now they want 12 weeks, what was it before? Like 16 or 20 or
I thought it was like after the first trimester, so that would have been about 12 weeks.
so that
Well,
ain't changed then.
well, no, not 12 weeks. Four.
I
Yeah,
thought
that
it
was
was
12
like
weeks.
20 weeks or something, but
It
I
might
could
have been about 20 weeks. I think it
yeah,
was.
like 4 months or because that would be
Uh-huh.
16 weeks. Yeah, I think it was like 16 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
But I'm like, what does one have to do with the other? That's two separate things. The
And they got
abortion
it all
part
on one
and
bill.
then yeah, they got it all in one bill. And it passed today.
What?
They had already passed it, but then people girl, they had all kind of people down there protesting in they were in the
Down in
session
Lincoln?
protesting. Uh-huh. And it was like, okay.
Was Precious
But
down there? Do you know? Or any of our like
I don't know. I seen it on Channel 7 when I
okay.
was watching it. But it was like I'm just confused how you put all of this into one bill. And who is the people that I mean, who are you to come in and make these decisions for somebody else's body? I mean, I understand protecting the kids. That part I get. But as far as like the abortion part and all of that, who the hell are you? Who are you to tell me what I can do with my body and what's best for me? I mean, you talking about had a baby and this and that, but look at all these kids that's in foster care and this and that now.
As far as that abortion thing, I'm definitely behind people wanting to do whatever they want with their body. Definitely. Um, as far as like when them dictating when somebody should not be able to have, there are some states who are really really strict. Like they don't care if he was raped. They don't care if the woman's life could be in
Yeah,
danger.
like Alabama and all of them.
They
I
don't
think Texas
care
might have
at
passed it
all.
too.
All they care is about that fetus, and they don't care if you live or die if you carry that fetus. So I do like the fact that some states are like, okay, well, if you this and this and that, we understand. But as far as the 12 weeks, I think that's a little too early because some people don't even find out they're
Right,
pregnant after that time.
right.
For one, and sometimes people, I mean, that's a hard decision. Having a baby is like buying a house or having a baby or I mean like deciding on what to do with a loved one if they were dying, like should we put them on a ventilator. I mean there are certain things that go on in our life that are really really big decisions and sometimes you just can't decide right away. So I think 12 weeks is too soon. I
Hmm.
do. That's what 4 8 12. That's 3 months. Like I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But as far as putting that along with the LGBT or
Hormone thing.
the trans and the hormone, and should children under a certain age have be allowed to have surgeries or take hormone pills or what's the other ones of estrogen hormone? You know whether they want to be a boy
Hormone
or a
replacement
girl.
therapies and stuff.
Yeah, I understand that because there are people out. I mean, there's people out there who parents let them get tattoos and ear piercings, and they get older and be like, I don't know why my mama let me do this. I only want this tattoo. They trying to cover it up and all kind of other stuff. And there's people who get that sex change, and then they grow up,
Hmm.
and the man be like,
Hmm.
but I want to have kids, or the woman be like, I miss my boobs, or well, you know what I mean, like. I
It's
think
a
you should
lot.
be able to
Like I
start now.
said, I've watched a lot. I watch a lot of documentaries, and that's I've watched a couple of those, and it's a lot of people that regret having no surgery. A lot,
Mhm.
a
And I
lot.
understand why T.S. Madison, a lot of people shade T.S. Madison because she's trans, T.S. trans, sexual Madison, but she was born a boy and she refuses to get rid of her man parts because she said, God gave me those man parts and I'm not going to get rid of what God gave me. And on top of that, she still likes to use that man part. Okay, so some people shade her though and be like, "Well, you ain't trans then. If you ain't cut it off or got it sewed up or got it put to the back or whatever they do when they
Yeah.
do that the surgeries." And they
I
said, "Well,
mean, I kind of agree with that. I mean, I agree with that. It's
and
like pick a
I get
lane.
it. I get it. I totally trust me, I get it. I get it. But I also see why she doesn't do it. Like she's not looking at society like
Well, then,
society
okay,
is
if
trying
that's
to
the
do this,
case,
and
then
society is trying to tell me that I don't feel like a woman through and through. Society is trying to tell me that when I was born, I was a little girl, that I didn't really think I should have been born a girl because I won't cut it off. So
okay, so then at that
I feel
point,
you.
in that case, is she really a she? Because she still has the male part, she still has the male hormones. So
She's
is she
female. She's trans. How does they say it? Okay, you're born female or male, and when you trans from boy to girl, they call it trans woman or something like that. So she, of course, she's not like a born female, but through and through, she feels like she's a woman. Like she was born to be a woman. But I I don't know. I don't call her a man. I don't call her by her government name, which is Timothy. But I
oh
call her
really?
Maddie. Her real government man is Timothy. And
Mm,
I call her Maddie because to me it's like this. I respect people for who they want to be. I don't care if you in the beginning of the process of transitioning, if you in the middle, if you at the end. If you want me to call you Susie, I'm gonna call you Susie. If you want me to call you Ben, I'm gonna call you Ben. I'm just, it's really no big deal to me. But there are
I
some
mean,
people
it's
out
no
there
big
who
deal
are
to
like,
me
"Oh
either.
hell no, I ain't calling you Maddie." Like her own father, she had did a video, and her whole father, they had a whole thing where they had talked for years and stuff because he couldn't just fathom her trying to be a woman. And he would never call her Maddie. He'd always call her Timothy, Timothy, Timothy. So they had an estranged relationship because she's like, fuck that. If everybody in the world and my mother and everybody else can call me what I want to be called, why the fuck can't you just call me what I want to be called? So they finally got to the point where they had a long conversation and met up and everything and cried and all that kind of stuff. And he started calling her Maddie. Like sometimes it's like, okay, you put what you like we accept gay people, right? Some people don't accept gay people in their family, but some of us do. And it don't mean we believe that a man and a man should be together, a woman and a woman should be together. We just respecting you.
Okay, but then okay, let me put it to you like this. And this is my opinion. This is my view.
Mhm.
So, okay, so because he feel or she feels like a woman. So we gonna say that's a woman, right? What about a grown
Ever
man that
since she
wears
was a little girl, teenager
what
on up.
what about a grown man that wears a tutu and says he's 6? Are we gonna fall into that? We gonna believe that he's 6 too, a 6-year-old girl?
Oh, that's like totally different now.
No, because
Yeah,
to me it's
that's
still
like
delusional.
what you talking about
It's
Asian?
delusional.
Asian?
It's
So you saying
delusional.
all people who are transitioning are delusional?
For you to want me to call you a girl when you were born a boy, that's like falling into some delusion. Like I said, that's like calling a grown man that want to wear a tutu and say he's 6. Okay, well you 6. Just like when Rachel Dolezal came out and said she transracial. Did we believe that shit?
So do you think gay people and lesbians are delusional?
No, they are who they are, but they are not trying to be something that they were not born.
They're trying to do what they weren't born to do.
Yeah, they are. That's what they were born. That's who they are.
I mean, I don't see the difference. If
I
two women
do.
want to sleep together and one of them walking around looking like a boy and he's the top and she's the bottom and he's the man of the house and she's the woman of the house, I mean, what's the difference from two gay people being together versus somebody who feels like
That's
they were
totally different.
really born? Like some people really are born to, they think that they shouldn't be who, like I can't explain it because I'm not in these people's bodies, but being that some people have been born with both sexes and being that some people from the age of 2, 3, 4, and 5 have always felt like they were a girl or always felt like they were a boy. I have to think sometimes that maybe something did happen with the chromosomes in some people, or something did happen with the. I mean, I don't think everybody just wakes up one day and
That's
be like,
like me going
"I
around
want to
saying,
be a, I want
okay,
to be a boy today. I want to be a girl today."
that's like me saying when I was 3, I wanted to be a fire hydrant. I didn't go around pissing on people.
But that's you using stuff that's well,
No,
I
it's
mean,
the same correlation. It's the same
no,
thing.
it's actually not.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
pissing on a
Yeah.
fire hydrant is not the same as.
But I'm saying, like when I said about the man or Rachel Dolezal, that's the same thing.
But I feel like, and this is
It's
just
a
my opinion,
delusion.
if you think trans are delusional, then I mean, gay people would fall under that category to me too, if that's what you
Yeah.
believe. Because most gay people want to transition, they just probably
No,
can't
they
afford
don't.
it. They probably can't afford it because it costs a whole lot of money. I
I
mean, it
don't know
costs a
any gay
lot
people
of
that
money
want to transition.
to
I mean,
transition.
I know a lot of gay people, and I know some that have transitioned, and it was even then. I was like, okay, well, this is kind of crazy. You were a boy when I knew you, but now you're a girl. Okay, but to me, it's all a fantasy. It's a it's to me, it's a delusion because you're deluding yourself into thinking that you're a girl and you want me to fall into that fantasy with you. And it's just, I find that hard to do.
Well, and I get it. I mean, especially if you're a very older person, there's a lot of old heads, people born in certain religions, and follow certain traditions, and or raised in certain areas. They feel that way too. So, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong in what you believe or anything like that, but I saying that I think there could be possibilities that people are really born into something they really truly feel that they are not, and it's not a delusion and it's not a fantasy. I mean, like gay people say all the time, the scrutiny they get, the beatings, the murders, the disrespect, the I mean, who don't nobody want to deal with that shit. Like that's like us. A lot of people, if they weren't black, they probably if they had a choice, they probably wouldn't choose to be black. Especially we talking about coming from the slave ships, being beaten, tossed over in the seas, raped, mutilated, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure some people had a choice. They'd be like, I wish I was born white. I'm sure that's why a lot of people who were light skinned back in the day passed. They chose to pass because they didn't want to be black. But I mean, I feel like if a lot of them is like, why would we just put our subject ourselves to this mistreatment and stuff, because it's a lot. It's a lot. So I don't know.
And
That's
I'm
just
not
my
saying that is
belief.
not a
I
lot,
don't
but
believe they're delusional. I don't.
I do.
But to each his
But
own.
I mean, right. And to each his own. And as long as you happy and you ain't hurt nobody else, do you.
Right.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
basically you're saying that if you had like a relative who was born a man and he now wants to be called Sarah, you would never respect him and call him Sarah.
I call him Sarah, but but you know what? My
And that's
family,
all
they
that's
know.
all I'm saying. You ain't gotta
No, my family
believe
knows.
that
They
they are
know
who
me,
they
and they
are,
know
and you ain't gotta
I'm
condone.
gonna say what I gotta say. Just like now, when I'm saying this now, I would say that to them, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm gonna respect who you are.
And
I'm
that's
gonna
all I
respect
was
you.
saying earlier. That's all I was saying earlier. As far as
I'm
the
not. I mean, I'm
father,
not gonna
you were
disrespect
saying
them
like,
because this is
Maddie,
who they.
why would you accept that they want to be called sir? So you had said that earlier. But that's what I was saying. Like there's people in my life, real life, who are gay. It
And
ain't
we
like
got
I
a lot of
believe
gay
two
families,
men should be together, and it ain't like I believe that two women should be together. But I'm gonna respect you, and I'm not gonna disrespect you.
right?
Like some
Right.
people, oh no, you can't come into my house. You can't do this. You can't do that. I
Mm-mm.
don't want you at my functions. I don't want. There are people like that who take it to that measure
I would never do that.
because they just don't want anything at all to do with gay people or lesbians or stuff like that. So my
You
thing
know what? Now,
is
when it comes to that, like when it comes to gay people, I don't give a damn who you sleep with. I don't.
Right,
That
and I
has
feel the
that
same
has
way when
nothing
it
to
comes
do
to
with me.
transitioning. I don't care if you want to transition or not, because when it comes
Oh
down
yeah.
to it, when we hit them pearly gates, I might not make it. So a lot
Right.
of
I mean,
people
I
down
have
here, they be scrutinizing and judging these gay and trans people, and your ass might not even make it through the pearly gates, and you
I
up there sleeping with
can
the opposite sex.
I tell
So,
people
and
all the
I'm not
time,
saying
I don't
you.
have a heaven or a
I'm not
hell to put
saying you.
nobody in. I don't
Yeah,
have a
I'm just
heaven or a
saying
hell to
in
put nobody in.
general. But in
And
general,
I can't condemn or condone nobody. That's
and in general, a lot of people think gay people, trans is going to hell with gasoline draws on.
no,
While
I'm
they
not
up
gonna
here
go.
doing
I'm not
all
gonna
kind of
play that
stuff.
game. That to me, because like I tell people, like I said, I don't have a heaven or a hell to put nobody in. I got my own sins to atone for, so
Yeah,
I can't
like
sit
for
here
example, a lot of
and
Christians would say you shouldn't smoke, you shouldn't drink, you shouldn't be having fornication. You had kids out
exactly.
of wedlock. So there's a lot of people out here who just, and I done all of them things, so I ain't coming on down on nobody.
And
I done
that's what I'm saying.
had 2 kids
I
out of
have my
wedlock.
own
I done
sins to
smoked,
atone
I done
for. I can't
drank,
sit here and
and
try to
all that
add up
kind of
somebody
stuff.
else's.
But what I'm saying is, again, what I'm saying is a lot of people judge and criticize them when we all doing some type of fuck shit. Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't
We are
nobody
all born sinners. We are all.
nobody perfect. Most of the people who talking shit about somebody else, they ain't going to church. They
Hmm.
ain't picking up no Bible. They barely praying. And they do it like I just hate how some people just always feel like they better than somebody else, and God loves somebody more than somebody else. All I'm saying is, if that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm not gonna disrespect you
I
because
seen this
hell,
dude, this
I know
gay
what
dude.
God is gonna accept when we get up to heaven. We don't know what God is gonna accept.
One of my favorite YouTube shows is this dude called. Have you seen Terrell before?
Yeah.
Mm. I love Terrell, but he said something one day that just hit me like over the head. I was like, "Damn, that's deep." He said people in his life have told him before that God don't like gay people and this and that. He said, "You mean God created this whole universe
And he's
and
very
he
much
don't?"
gay.
He was like, "And he don't have he don't love me, little old me, in all this that's going on. He don't love me. How is that possible?" And I'm like, "Damn." When you think about it, God made the whole universe, and you trying to say that He don't love this person right here? That's deep.
It's real deep for people to feel like how they feel towards certain people. It's real deep.
Now, like I said, I just think it's a little it's just crazy to me that you're a boy and now all of a sudden you want me to call you Sheila. And it's like, okay.
Well, you know
Mm.
what? I have a person in my life. I ain't gonna say their names, but they're one of my Facebook friends. Hell, you might be Facebook friends with them. I don't know. But they was born a boy, and ever since I've been knowing them since they was like in first, second grade, like little, and ever since everybody's always known. Like, you know how sometimes back in the day when you growing up, you know, you might have been in a religious home, go to church all the time. You don't say shit, but you be looking
Hmm.
at somebody like some,
That boy gay.
that boy, you be thinking it in your head.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
sometimes somebody might say shit. Me personally, I would never be like, you gay motherfucker. But no, I mean, he was one of those persons that you just knew that you knew that you knew.
Oh,
This
I
boy,
probably know who you're talking
like,
about.
this boy is not, and so then he grew up, moved out of town. I didn't hear from him for a long time. I didn't know what happened to this boy or nothing. People
Yeah.
just go on with their lives. And next thing I know, I get a friend request from this person. I'm looking at this picture like, where I know this person from? God, this person looks so familiar. The man had transitioned into a woman. And when I tell you that bitch, supermodel. When I tell you,
Hmm.
I mean, he had, he had some surgeries and stuff to make his face look more feminine, and he had the boobs, he got the boobs and all that. And there's things that he did, but I'm telling you, when I look, I'm like, oh my god, that is the most beautiful,
I had a
beautiful,
homeboy like that.
gorgeous, like gorgeous, beautiful. Like
I went to school with
I'm like,
him,
damn.
and I had slowly seen him transitioning over the years. He might have wore a dress, and then he had a ponytail, and then I didn't see him for years. And I was at work. I was at a telemarketing place, and somebody leans over and gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And it was this chick, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this? Hugging and kissing me?" And they just walked away and was smiling. And I just kept looking, and they just kept looking at me smiling. Then it finally dawned on me who it was.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh shit. He was fucking gorgeous.
Mm.
Gorgeous. Now, I still say there's some wires messed up in there, but that didn't mean I didn't love him. That didn't mean he wasn't gorgeous
Mm.
and he wouldn't be in his authentic self. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it just sounds crazy to call somebody that. Like
And
I
see, I
said,
just
that's
don't think it's crazy. Now, if you knew someone and you knew all their life, they always wanted to be someone else. They always acted like someone else, especially the ones who real young. They 1 years old and all they want to play with is girl dolls. All they want to do is wear dresses. All they want to do is wear their mama's heels. I mean, I think I'm not saying God made mistakes. I'm not saying that. But
mm-mm,
I'm just saying, if it's somebody like that where they just all and then one day they just like fuck it, I'm just tired of being in this body. I just want to, I don't know. That's just it's very different from somebody just waking up one day and they put on a dress like and they just hardcore nigga like all their life and they like girls and all this. Then next thing you know, oh, I want to be gay. I'm gonna wear this dress and wear these fingernails. Like it's some people that you just know, like, oh my god, they ain't gonna never be with the opposite sex.
oh yeah,
So if
I'm
they
about
want
to
me to
tell you.
call them Rosie instead of Ronald, then hey, what
Mm-mm,
up, Rosie?
mm-mm.
Rosie.
I just think, like I said, it's the same thing to me as like Rachel Dolezal. She been white all her life, and now all of a sudden she black.
Yeah, and that's not the same thing to me, but I get where you're trying to go. Yeah. But wow. I don't know. I mean, the people who are in that situation who have children who possibly might want to transition at a very young age.
Mm-mm,
Me personally, it doesn't take a law to decipher if they should wait till they're old enough. Me personally, if I had a child like that, you would never get me to sign my John Hancock on
mm-mm.
anything for you to transition as a child,
No,
even as a teenager. You would literally have to wait
now if you
until
19
you
or
became
older,
a grown
yeah.
person.
If you 19 or older, yeah, okay, I can.
Yeah, shoot.
But
Paying your
younger than
own
that,
bills out there
no.
on your own, I can't tell you what to do.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. But as long as you, like our parents say, as long as you live under my roof, you can
Huh,
do as I say.
hmm, huh.
I probably can't
That
control who
part,
you sleep with because you can't control who straight people sleep with when you have children and teenagers.
that part.
But as far as like them going under the table under the knife, mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Not until you grown. Not until you.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
What
Bro,
they
you
say,
got
grown?
anything to add to this, bro? I know
What
you
they say,
got
grown, gone, and on your own.
right. I don't know if bro or Champagne got anything to add to that or a different topic they want to discuss, but
I'm good. It's all good.
oh Lord.
Bro finna go to sleep if he wasn't already.
I'm about to get in here and get in this bed because I got the baby tomorrow
I got
Mm,
work in the morning
and he gonna be
anyway.
here all night to Sunday.
That's all right.
mm.
We gonna get together. You know, we already do every damn thing every damn day anyway. So Friday just ain't Friday. Friday is every day, damn it. But brush y'all teeth. Y'all know what it is if I don't chime in.
Child.
Yeah,
Free
I'm about
Rob
to get
Racks
off
and
in here.
Kels because Bill Cosby didn't do it.
No, he did that. Bill did that.
Bill did it. OJ did it. Kels did it. And Rob Rex did it. Okay? I said it.
I'm so done. I'm leaving. I'm over it.
Bill, the only one that just was able to get out. OJ, he got out, but he still, people still know that glove might
That
not be.
motherfucker, he
They,
got off scot free and then still did the stupidest thing and ended up in prison anyway. It was like,
I
nigga, you know
know.
they was gunning
That
for
was
you. So why would
dumb.
you? You know
That
they was gunning for you.
You got off
So,
of murder and still ended up back in the slammer. Like,
but that's I'm gonna attribute that to all them football hits.
oh
He
yeah,
had,
because he gotta have
he
some
had
loose morals up
CTE
there. They gotta be loose.
and
Mm-mm.
that big ass head. Yeah, it's some loose shit up there.
But where that truck at? Where that truck at?
Oh, the
Do you
AC
still think he
Green
got that
truck,
truck?
the Bronco.
Yeah.
That was his homeboy's car.
I wonder who got where's the Bronco? They should have that in a museum somewhere.
Right.
They should have that in the African American Museum in Atlanta.
No, they need to have that in a damn mob museum or
We shall
Smithsonian.
overcome. We
Oh, we done overcame that. We gave OJ away a long time ago. Well, y'all, I am hungry.
okay, quick. What you eating?
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
You just got you been sitting on Wendy's all this time.
Girl, I got
Girl,
my
the
son bought me a
baconator, the
look. He bought me
baconator.
a bacon cheeseburger, and I got me a bowl of chili.
Who you
Girl,
said your son?
yeah, my son bought it for me.
Oh man, they chili, they
It's
fries, the
banging.
baconator, and they nuggets is the truth.
Right. I told my son that. I said, and you give me one of they lemonades, man.
Man, Wendy's is the truth. Mm-mm-mm.
Right.
McDonald's suck. Burger King suck. They used to be the shit back in the day, but
Yeah,
as I
back in the
got
day.
older, and I realized that McDonald's patties is about that thin, and the
About as
bread is
big as
like
a piece of
this
paper.
thick. The bread is like this. Like as you got older and you get grown, and you just realize how much bread you chewing.
And then the cheese ain't even melted on there, it just
The
slapped
cheese
on.
don't be melted. And I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
When I used to work at Mickey D's when I was a teenager, man, we used to. I don't know. The food just ain't. The food is. Oh, and Creola, you won the free bit. You won the free book because you was the one in the chat who said, "Give me the free book." So I already gave Lavern your address. I gave Lavern your address, and she's gonna put the book in the mail. So she just asked me what's your address, so I texted to her. So yes, you will be getting her part 2 of the book. Now, Mom, I'm gonna recommend you not read part 1.
Mm-mm.
Don't you try to get part 1, Mom. Don't because she's gonna be calling me, Tanya. Did you see what? Oh my God, they did what? No, Mom, don't get part 1. Now you done watched enough of her videos. You done
Now
watched enough
how
of
else you gonna keep up with what happened in part 2 if you don't read part 1?
see, Mom been there since day 1, since we first interviewed the wife and interviewed the husband and interviewed the mistress. Mom, don't get that. Mm-mm. What's up, Charmer? Hey, Charmer, you out cooking tonight? It's almost midnight. He said, "Come out. It will be chat. If it was a little earlier, I probably would have came out." And I've been stalking your page too. But the days that you be out, like you be on the weekend, sometimes you be out at Carter Lake and stuff, and I'll be up here with my grandbaby or I'll be working. So, but yeah, Wilby's comfort food. Where you at tonight, Wilby's, for the people who is out there at this time of night? Because I know
Carter Lake.
he be going to like 3, 4 in the morning. Yeah, sometimes on the real nice weekends, he be having his food truck down there at the lake.
Mm.
A lot of food trucks be at the lake, girl.
Mm.
Sure. You know, people be down at the lake. They be parlaying, hold up in their nice rides, just cruising.
I ain't kicked it at the lake since I was in my 20s. I don't like running.
Really?
I don't like running.
We was there last year, a few times last year. Girl, you can be a lot
Well,
of
people
places.
don't know how to act.
Hell, hey, we was there
We,
on our day and we ran and we still went back.
I didn't run nowhere. Remember?
Oh,
Shit. Shall we go back there again?
oh, you almost knocked my breath out.
Look,
My
and now
body,
look, and now with me falling all the damn time, I damn sure ain't running nowhere. I'm really gonna curl up in a ball. I'm gonna just curl up in a ball.
For y'all that don't know, we was at one of the Omaha Day events probably about 4 years ago, and they started shooting, and I took off running, and I was recording everything because
And
I
last
record
I'm in
shit
the
because I'm
chair
the hood
trying to
tech.
get
I
out.
record events, and I'm
Look,
up
I'm in
there
a chair
running with
trying
the
to get
camera
out,
behind
and
me.
my knees done locked up.
I got the camera like this behind me, and I'm running from the gunshots, and I look behind me thinking she right behind me. Oh God, and she talking about she left me. She left me.
I sure was right behind you in the same spot I was in when you left.
I did not know. As soon as I heard pow, 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 girl, I was, whoo.
I couldn't run. All I could do was curl up. So shit.
She did a tuck and curl.
I sure the hell did. And we'll do it again.
He said the lake is safe now.
Really?
Oh my God, that was so funny. What did Mom say? She said, "Do you think that maybe there could be a defect in the sexual organs, just as others are born with other deformities in their extremities, or higher hearing, or like high hearing
It
or
could
eyes?"
be.
Well, she said like hearing, eyes, and hearts and kidneys, and that's why I said I don't think like some people think like God might make mistakes with different people who want to be
I
great.
don't think there's mistakes.
I don't. I don't want to say God makes mistakes because we're raised not to ask, not to question God. But then
I
I
mean,
heard
we are all
a pastor
different
say,
and we
and
all have different walks in life. Um, I still think that okay, maybe delusional is a hard word. Um, I do think there is some chemical imbalance that makes you think that you are something that you're not. Um, but if you look, there's a lot of that in a lot of different, aspects. There's people who, how can I explain this? What I'm thinking, like, say somebody gets in a car accident or in a tragic accident, and then they wake up and now they speak in French, and they never spoke a word of French before. That's is it a defect? Is it a delusion that they're doing this? Is it you see what I'm saying? Is to me it's a little imbalance. I'll say that. I'll stop saying delusional. It's an imbalance to me. That don't sound as harsh, and I don't mean it to be harsh, but it is what it is. That's just how I feel. Period.
yeah, yeah, and it is a topic that I think there's somehow. I think it's one of those questions where there's no right answer. You know what I mean?
I don't think there is either, and I want to say this. I don't have no malice toward anybody. I literally love everybody. Well, most people, not everybody. Um, but you know what I'm saying. I don't, girl. Some of my and it sounds cliche, but literally some of my best friends are gay. Actually, one of my best friend is gay. He's been gay probably since I known him, and hell, when he came out to me, I was like, "Nigga, finally, you finally telling me this." I kind of
Yeah,
knew,
that's
but
how I was with one of my relatives.
I was like, I kind of knew, but I was waiting on you to tell me to
Yep.
verify it. But he was like, "So what do you think?" The fuck am I supposed to think? What? You still who you was 5 minutes ago? What? Ain't you?
That's
Yeah,
how it was with one of our family members. I swear, everybody was like calling each other, like, "Can you believe this girl act like we didn't know? Like, what? We just
girl.
waiting
It
for
was
you to announce it to us. Like, we already
that's
know
like
you
one of
don't
my
care. We
two
still love you.
cousins.
You know?
My two cousins are gay, but they're in different relationship. But anyway, when they came out to me, it was just hilarious. The whole situation was hilarious, but the one cousin was like, "You know she gay, don't you?" And now, mind you, she gay herself, and then the other cousin, was she gay too? I was like, well, I kind of knew she was, and I heard you were, but I wasn't sure. And I was like, why you wait this long to tell me? Because I didn't know how you felt. I know how deep you was in the church and this, and I'm like, I don't care. You still my cousin. I still love you. And even shit, I don't give a shit who you sleep with. That's got
Right.
nothing to do with me at
And I'm
all.
glad more people feel like that these days because I just can't imagine
I
going
mean, and then
through
you think about it,
back in
we
the
wasn't
day
raised
being
like that.
gay. Like back in the day being gay, it's like
Right.
people literally kill themselves and people like living miserable lives and pretending who they are and marrying women when they because of society and because of their family and then
Hmm.
breaking women's hearts, because they caught with me like I'm glad that more people not to say again that we're just like okay this is what you should be doing it's okay
Or
we
like, I'll put it like this. Okay,
like
here's my prime example. Like Caitlyn Jenner. This motherfucker is now a big ass woman instead of a ugly ass man. Now he's an ugly ass woman, and he won Woman of the Year. How you win Woman of the Year against, and you win them against like Serena Williams and all of that? How you, huh? I need somebody to explain that to me. Somebody, I'm not. I'm. It's not computing with me. You on mute. You
I don't
on
think
mute.
he's all the way done transitioning.
Well, he need to do something about them big ass hands and feet, cause that's a that's a big old ugly man. He look like a Sasquatch. I'm just saying.
And on that note, everybody,
He
thanks for
needs some
tuning in
tips. I got some homeboys that could help him out. He needs some tips on his
tonight.
makeup. I'm just saying. You got
Oh,
all that money. You could be looking better than that.
I need another. On that note, thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm like, the
Look,
cup is
Look,
empty.
I took bro's place tonight. You gonna put the
The
disclaimer up
cup,
on me?
one little drop. The cup is empty. On that note, everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight. Make sure you like and share if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. We really enjoyed you guys and hanging out with you guys as we talked and discussed with Lavern Crump, her newest book, My
Yes.
Friend, Her Husband, My Man, Part 2. And it was good. Again, if you want to check out those books in the description of this video and every other video, there's actually a playlist. If you click on my playlist, then find the playlist that says My Friend, Her Husband, My Man. And it's about, oh my God, it's like 25 videos because Laverne has been on our show so many times.
Yeah.
We discussed her so many times, and we interviewed the wife. We interviewed Laverne, the mistress. We interviewed the husband. His ass even came on here and said he want to tell
Right.
his side of the
That was
story.
a shit
So
show.
if you want to follow the whole series, then you have to click on my playlist called My Friend, Her Husband, My Man, and start from the oldest video and move forward. And also all three of the book links, the wife's book link from Amazon,
The pamphlet.
Laverne, who is the mistress, her part 1 of the book about the whole three-way situation. What's that shit? Jada Pinkett and what they call that?
The entanglement.
Right. Laverne's part 1 of her side of the story is in the link is in the description box, and part 2 of her book, the one that just came out that we just interviewed her about, is in the description box. So the description box has everything you need, guys. It even has the link to the playlist.
And
So
everybody, please know that Karma Diva loves y'all. I don't care who you are, what you are. I love you. I love you. Just be you. Be the authentic you. And to hell what anybody else thinks or says, including me.
yes, ma'am. And make sure you guys again like, share, subscribe. If you want to be a blessing to the Hood Table panel, my Cash App is at the bottom. The Hood Table 402. Carmel Divas is
Pumpkin K 77.
Pumpkin K 77. And Count Amaru, he's somewhere in the background back there. Probably done fell asleep on us. But anyway, you guys, even if you don't contribute or don't donate to the Cash App, please like, share, and subscribe. Please share the video. If you really enjoyed this interview, please share it on your platforms. We really do appreciate it. And on that note, everybody stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. Deuces.
Peace.
Peace. Love you
See
guys.
you there.
Good night.